Hey everyone, Francois T here. I'm so excited to be here today for our very first social issues chat, which is amazing that we got here. When I first started this chat, or comment below and let me know. The reason that I started doing it was so that I could do some research into some social anthropology issues. Certainly one of them that hits rather close to home to me are issues that surround the LGBTIQ culture, and I'm certainly, as a gay man, I am part of that culture. So I was very happy when I found out that there were a lot of you who wanted to get involved in this chat. I don't want anyone to hold anything back when it comes to any of these social issues, and certainly this one is absolutely the same. Don't hold back. But I do ask that everyone respects that everyone is going to have their own opinion, everyone is going to have their own story. We all come from different cultures and different parts of the world where this is treated differently. So I just ask that we all appreciate each other's opinions and views, but once again, there will be zero tolerance on bullying and harassment. And I'm putting the message out to my wonderful moderators, who one of them is already here, which is fantastic. Any bullying or any harassment, and they get blocked right away, because that's not what this is about. This is about opening up and sharing our experiences. One of the biggest questions that I am being asked quite a bit about is my coming out story. And so I thought I would start off by telling you guys my coming out story, and then I would come into the room and see what you guys have to say. So when I was much younger, and I realized that I was gay, I kept it a secret for a very long time, because back then it wasn't anywhere near as accepting as it is now. And we certainly have a very long way to go even now, but back then certainly it wasn't accepted pretty much at all. It was definitely looked down upon, and yeah, I felt like people would treat me completely differently, so I tried to keep it under wraps. But the very first person I came out to actually was my sister. One day we were walking our dog, as we did every single day. We would take this trip where we would walk for about 25 minutes or so, and we always came past this park. And this particular day I asked her if we could take a seat on one of the park benches, and I told her, I came out and I told her that I was gay. And it was a huge risk, because I had no idea how she was going to handle it. But at that time, we had this brother-sister relationship where whatever we said, remained confidential. So I was at least happy knowing that she wouldn't say anything, or at least trusting she wouldn't say anything. Fortunately, her reaction completely blew me away. Her reaction was pretty much, what else is new? So, I mean, she already knew. And I think one of the most annoying things in that situation, I mean, it was great, don't get me wrong, it was a great reaction, but one of the most annoying things for me was, well, if you knew, why didn't you say anything to me? It would have made life so much easier for me. Anyway, I have to move on from that experience, because with her having reacted so well, and she said, look, you're my brother, I love you either way, it gave me the confidence to come out to my mother. When I was much younger than this was a good 10 or so years before then, my mother and father had divorced, and I was living with my mother at the time. I saw my father once a fortnight, and that's changed since then. But at the time I was living with my mum. This was always going to be the biggest step, coming out to my mother, and I didn't know how it was going to go, but I thought, look, she always seems to love me unconditionally, so I'm just going to tell her. So I told her. It wasn't easy, but I finally got the words out, and she said, oh, okay, and she left my bedroom. I told her my bedroom, and she just said, oh, okay, and she walked away. And she started hanging out, washing and doing other things, and I'm like, oh, didn't exactly get an answer. And that was really frustrating for me, because I'm thinking, I don't know if you're upset or if you're fine with it. All I got was an, oh, okay, and you walked away. What's going on here? And I was, of course, very young at the time and dealing with so many things anyway that it really frustrated me. So I finally went outside and confronted my mum and said, look, this is a pretty big deal that I've told you this. Are you okay with it? And her response to me at the time, which I'll never forget, was, oh, yeah, I'm fine with it. I'm like, oh, thank God. She said, I'm fine with it because I know it's a phase. You're trying something out, and that's totally fine. I know that, this is just a phase you're going through, so it'll be fine. And it was a constant battle from then on for me to keep reassuring her that this is not a phase. This is something that I've known for a long time, and hopefully something you can get on board with. About another 6 or 7 years later, I actually ended up getting engaged. And prior to that point of my engagement, my mother and I weren't talking. We hadn't spoken for a good 5 or 6 months because we had disagreed on a lot of things. I have to say it wasn't the gay thing that had stopped us talking, but that hadn't really been, we'd never really been comfortable talking to each other about this gay thing. It never really happened that way. But once I got engaged, my partner convinced me to call my mum, because he said, you need your mother in your life. So I rang her and I told her everything, and she was happy for me that I was engaged, but I still don't think she quite was on board with the gay thing. Anyway, about a month or so after that, I had my engagement party, and my mum said this very long speech at my engagement party that very much surprised me. She said that when I first came out, she hadn't known anyone that was gay, so it was a very different experience for her, and it was something that was very tough for her to go through. When she found out that I was engaged, it was something even more shocking to deal with. But what she had done, and I had no idea, was she had joined PFLAG, which here in Australia is for parents of those people who are gay, they have this sort of support network to try and understand what's going on. And she actually went to a couple of meetings, and eventually she came around to the whole idea, which is great. And nowadays we talk about it as though it's the most normal thing in the world, which is wonderful. But of course, it was very tough in the beginning. But I mean, certainly now it's a much different story. And I tell you what, every time my mum goes out to the shops and she sees someone that she thinks is gay and good looking, she always calls me. She's like, oh, I saw this guy at the shops. He's perfect for you. I'm like, oh, mum, shut up. So obviously we have a much better relationship now, and obviously she's on board with it now, which is great. I also told my dad and his new fiance at the time, now his wife, my stepmother, and my stepmother's reaction was, well, I always knew you were, so that was never an issue. I think my dad was a little bit surprised to start with, but he's certainly gotten around to it and gotten on board with it since, which is great. So I definitely have that family support, and the extended family don't really seem to have much of an issue with it either, which is really, really good. So I'm quite lucky now with where I am, but I did go through a lot of struggles in the beginning with people getting used to it or not accepting it or whatever, but now obviously I'm in a much better place. So I feel like I'm very lucky to have that. In Australia, unlike some parts of the world, which is so unfortunate, it is, you are allowed to be gay. It's legal to be gay. You're not going to be thrown in jail for being gay. So thank God for that. But there are so many things you can't do. You can't get married in Australia, which is really sad. You can have a commitment ceremony, but a commitment ceremony is not recognised by the government. So I don't like that at all. I feel like that's a consolation prize. It's not equality, so I'm not happy with that. And also, you can't adopt if you're gay in Australia. You can foster. And my fiance then back at that time, because I'm not with him anymore, but at that time we considered adopting. We went to a meeting with other prospective foster parents to see if we wanted to consider doing this. But the reason that I don't like the idea of fostering, personally for me, and I love the show The Fosters, you guys know this, but the reason I don't like the idea of fostering is because the child can be taken away from you at any time. And so for me, if I grow to love this kid and then they take the kid away from me, I don't know how I could cope with that. But again, I feel like it's consolation, giving us the right to foster and giving us the right to have a commitment ceremony versus the right to adopt, and of course versus the right to get married. But anyway, that's my sad story with a happy ending, I guess, because now I feel like I'm doing really well aside from those things. But what's your story, and what issues do you have in your area as far as the LGBTIQ community is concerned? I've gone on for a little while, but I just wanted to get my story out of the way. Now I'm going to come into the room, see who's here. So if you are here, say hi. I'll totally give you a shout out, and let's get this chat started. Okay, so we have a few people here in the room. So let's see. So Alias is here. Hi, Alias. Thank you so much for being here. MC is here. She says, hi, everyone. Hi, MC. Alias says, hey, Francois, did you see the 5 rules I sent you on Facebook? I think I had a quick look at it, Alias. I'm sorry I didn't get a chance to respond, but I did like them, yes. I don't think you need to change any of them, so I love them. Thank you, Alias. Fast and Furious fan is here. That's awesome. Thank you for being here, Fast and Furious fan. Hey. Alias says, yes, sir. Don't know what you're saying yes, sir, to, but yeah. Jessica B is here. Hey, Jessica, thank you so much for joining us. She says, hello, everyone. MC says, looking forward to hearing this, Francois, with a kiss. Thank you so much, MC. Thank you, MC says, I'm so happy that you are here for this chat. Sarah is here. Thank you, Sarah, so much for being here. She says, hi, Francois. Hello. MC says, hi, Sarah. Gabriella's here. Hola, Gabriella. Thank you so much for coming along. MC says, hi, Gabriella. And MC says, your sister sounds great. She is. And she was absolutely wonderful at the time. I was very lucky that she just not only accepted me for who I was, but she already knew. So she's like, oh, I already know what's new. So, and that I'll love you unconditionally. So I was very glad to hear that. Yeah, so I was happy about that. Angels is here. Hey, Angels. Angels says, hey, Francois and everyone. Glad I could make it. Here with my rainbow t-shirt and my Love Wins banner from when equal marriage was legalized. That is so cool, Angels. I'd love to get one of those myself if I could. I don't have a rainbow flag. I used to have one, you guys. Long story short, because I was thinking about this today. One of the first boyfriends I ever had, and we'll just call him D. I was dating D, and one of the first ever presents that D gave me was a rainbow flag, which was so lovely. This was way back when I was a child and still living in my childhood home. Unfortunately, I don't have it still to this day, and I was trying to think about where the heck it could be today, but I honestly don't remember. But I have to go out and get another one for sure. But of course, I have my marriage inequality ring. And I have a rainbow bandana. I don't know why I never grabbed this out earlier. Yay! I don't know why I'm not wearing this. That is so wrong that I'm not wearing it. Oh my gosh, give me a second, you guys. I'm gonna put this on. I believe I never put this on. It's so ridiculous. There we go. That's a little better. There we go. Got some rainbow thing going on now, so that's better. MC says, hi, Angels. That's awesome. It is. That's so totally cool. Angels is smiling. Sarah says, oh my. What are we oh mying, Sarah? Angels says, thank you for opening up to us, Francois. Your sis sounds bad. Yeah, she absolutely is and definitely was on that day. No, more than happy to open up to you guys. I'd love to hear your stories, but I know you guys have been asking me for a while, like what my story is and you know where it stands and all that at the moment. So there you go. MC says, so many people are told it's a phase. I always wonder how many heterosexual people think being straight is a phase. Being straight is a phase. Yeah. Yeah, look, I don't understand it. Like, I think when people say, nowadays anyway, because back then it was confusing to hear it, but nowadays I certainly think when people say it's a phase, it's because they're living in denial. They're a little bit naive about the whole, like, you know, obviously the whole gay thing. That's just their way of coping with it, I guess. But yeah, it was annoying at the time. And she says, oh wow, bless you, Mum. Yeah, so in the end, obviously things were working out really well. And I mean, we're definitely not Jewish, but if any of you have seen The Nanny, my mum is very much like Sylvia Fine, like when she rings me. And she's like, oh, I went to the shop today and I saw a man for you. And yeah. It's really funny. But I get a good laugh out of it, so that's good. She keeps saying all these things to me, like, oh my gosh, next time I go to this store, you have to come with me and meet this guy. It's like, are you serious? I mean, the guy's probably got a boyfriend, but anyway. Sarah says, sometimes parents just need time to learn more about it and open up to it. Unfortunately, not all parents are even open to learning, which is sad. Yeah, that's so true. So not all parents are. And I'm very lucky now that everyone in the family does accept me for who I am, and that there are no issues there, which is really good. I mean, obviously I'm now at the age anyway that if someone didn't accept me for who I was, that I just wouldn't need them in my life, and I just wouldn't have them in my life because I don't need that negativity. But certainly when I first came out, I was quite young. I was very vulnerable at the time, and my family's opinion meant a lot to me, obviously. So I was lucky ultimately with how things turned out. Sarah says, legal to be gay, not legal to marry. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that's what it is in Australia, and it's really annoying. I mean, we are lucky because, as I say, there are some areas around the world where it is illegal to be gay, and it scares me. I know that, to drop a name, I know, for example, in the United Arab Emirates, it's illegal to be gay. When I was with my fiancé at the time, who, as I say, we're not together anymore, but when I was with him, he was offered a job to work in the UAE, which sounded fantastic. But when I did research, I realized there's just no way I could personally survive there. And it's also unfortunate as well because the UAE has some of the most beautiful areas, like Dubai is so beautiful, but I just feel like I can't go there, which is unfortunate. You're flying by, which is so good. Keep the comments coming, guys. This is awesome. Sarah says, but you have to declare if you're in a homosexual de facto relationship if you're getting a government benefit. So yeah, that is true. I was hoping that would come up. Yeah, Sarah, you're absolutely right. Here in Australia, if you're receiving a government benefit, you do have to declare if you are in a homosexual relationship. When I was on a government benefit, I remember going to a appointment thing that I had to go to, and the people at the appointment that I went to were saying to me the reason they do that is because it's not because the government benefit people here care so much that you're gay, and it's not that they're embracing it, they're not. It's because then you would get paid less if your partner has a really good job. So it's more about how little money they can give people than embracing gay people, which is really sad. Angel says to MC, it's infuriating. I'm actually a pretty active campaigner in gay and equal rights. I have many gay friends. I'm straight, so a few of my gay friends joke that I address more LGBTQI issues than them. That is so awesome. The fact that you're straight and you do that, Angels, is amazing that you do. A lot of respect for you, because I don't know a lot of straight people that campaign for gay people. So that says quite a lot. Thank you so much for saying that. You guys, I know where some of you are from, but let me know where you're from and what the law is where you are, because it'll be interesting to see with all different people around the world. And even if you're all from the same country, for example, like America, I know the laws vary from state to state. So certainly let me know where you're from and what the laws are over there. MC says, that's awful. Do straight people have to declare de facto relationships also? Yes, they do, as far as I'm aware. But yeah, as I say, it's a financial situation rather than a we care situation. So it's really sad. MC says, sorry, that should have gone to Sarah rather than Angels. Yeah, yeah. Cool. Sarah says, glad your mum is okay with it now, Francois. Yeah, me too. So I'm very lucky that my mum is okay with it at the moment, and we have a much better relationship than we did at that time. So yeah, I feel very fortunate about that. Alias says, me too. Yeah, thank you, Alias. I appreciate that. MC says, is your sister still going to be in a Foster's video? I'm definitely doing everything I can to get her in a Foster's video for sure, MC. It probably won't be the first one. But yeah, I'm working as hard as I can to get her in one, MC, I promise you. Angel says, as far as I'm aware, we now have equal marriage in the eyes of the law, but not in churches, which annoys me. I have lobbied the Catholic Church to rethink its stance already. That is so cool that you have, Angels. It's such a tough situation, and You know, like in America, like they say, there's a separation of church and state. I don't understand why the church can't just accept it. I was watching a movie earlier today, you guys, that stars uh, Tyler Blackburn, and what the heck it was called, I do not remember. I can honestly say I do not remember what the heck the movie was called. But basically, they were doing a reverse of what's happening. And so in this town that he was living in, this minister was preaching for everyone to be gay and those who were straight were sinners. And it's if you get a chance to watch it, certainly go and look it up. It's a funny movie at the start because I found it funny how they changed it from you know, making it a sin to be straight rather than a sin to be gay. But towards the end, it gets very yeah, lots of bad things happen. So I will say that much. But yeah, I mean, I understand that, you know, church and state are two separate things, but at the end of the day, like, love is love. And that's one of the things, one of the points that one of the characters is making, that even the Bible says, you know, love should overcome all. So yeah. But thank you, Angels. I appreciate that. I certainly picketed outside of a church here in Victoria back in the day. Don't know if it really did much good, but you know, we certainly have to try, don't we? Sarah says, MC, anyone that's in a de facto relationship has to declare. It's just a little bit of a slap in the face that we can't legally marry, but we have to declare relationships if we're in a de facto relationship. Yeah. Sarah's saying, so it's kind of picking and choosing. Yeah, exactly, Sarah. It's ridiculous. Alias, your message has been retracted. Oh. Am I still here? Well. Oh, give me a sec, guys. I think I may have gone. Give me a moment. Because I've certainly lost your chat, so. Lost the chat, so give me a sec. I hope I'm still with you. I think I'm still here, right? It looks like I'm still here. Yeah, okay. All right, give me a sec to get back to where I was. And he says, I just don't understand why it's anybody else's business. How can a stranger's marriage affect anyone else's? Yeah, that's certainly something I've been saying for a long time. In one of the recent election campaigns that we had here, there's a party here called Families First. They're totally against anything to do with gay people. And they were basically sending this sign that gay marriage is a bad thing. We should never have gay marriage, because the moment you have gay marriage, gay people will be allowed to raise a family, and that's going to affect the children that they raise. I had such an emotional reaction to that. I remember blasting that on Facebook, going, who the hell do you think you are? But yeah, unfortunately, that's the stance that they take. And I completely agree with you. Like, at the end of the day, the way I see it, it doesn't matter who you are or what you do, provided you're not like physically hurting, harming someone. Why the heck should anyone care how you live your life? You're your own person. Like, yeah, I don't get it either. Gabriella says, in my country, there are still too much controversies, mostly because of religion, but I really don't get how someone being gay can affect someone else. Yeah, exactly. Like, it just doesn't make sense. So where are you from, Gabriella? Let me know. Sarah says, I want to share my coming out story, but it's too long to type in here. No problems at all, Sarah. So we'll have to come up with a way for you to be able to share your story as well. We'll definitely have to brainstorm it together. Alias says, Angels, I'm so sorry. Angel says, I'm confused. Alias, what did you do? Are you referring to the fact that you blocked his message, Alias? I noticed that. Jessica says, here in the States, we just not too long ago got same-sex marriage legal when Obama legalized it, which was wonderful, but still looked down upon by a lot of people. Yeah, so that is really bad. Like, I hate the fact that people still look down on it. I do love the fact, obviously, that it was legalized, and well done to Obama and everyone else who made it happen. I think that's fantastic. And obviously, it's a tough time for people in minorities, possibly even gay people now with Trump being in charge. But yeah, I think it was a step in the right direction. So, but Jessica, I don't understand why people still look down upon it. I mean, maybe because of the religion thing, but here's my argument to anyone who's religious, and you guys tell me if you could disagree or whatever, because that's totally fine. You guys know I'm happy if you disagree. But my argument is this. They say that God created everyone in his perfect image, right? So if God created man and man turns out to be gay, isn't that God's perfect image? Because God creates everyone in his perfect image. So I'm so confused. And like, God's meant to love everyone. So if he loves everyone, what's the big issue? And unfortunately, people are taking these translations out of a book that they're reading and saying that a higher power is telling them that this is wrong, and it's really confusing to me. One of my good friends went to a private school, a private religious school here in Victoria, and even he was saying, look, some people really do misinterpret the Bible, and there are actually points in the Bible that advocate gays. So it's just very confusing to me. So MC says, write it on the video after it uploads, Sarah. That's an idea. Alias says, I deleted your message, I think. Yeah, you did, Alias. But I caught the message, and thank you for the comment. You were referring to my bandana being better than my cowboy hat, so thank you for that. But I get why you did, Alias. But yeah, thank you, angels. Ellen is here. Hey, Ellen. Ellen says, I'm late, but here, what did I miss? Well, you missed my coming out story, Ellen, but that's totally fine. We're talking about anything to do with gay issues around the world and where you're from. And Ellen lives in the wonderful country of the Netherlands, and the Netherlands are one of the most liberal people I know when it comes to being gay. But Ellen, you can certainly tell us what happens over there yourself. And I'll read that out. Angel says, long no worries. And Alias says, thanks. Angel says, hey, Ellen. Gabriella says, I'm always fighting against someone, haha, because I get very angry, like the adoption thing. Yeah, it's ridiculous. So people would prefer these kids to stay alone than to be adopted by a loving gay couple. Like, why? Yeah, exactly, Gabriella. Like, I so totally don't understand that. And it's such a primitive law to allow straight couples to adopt and not gay couples. But, are you saying that you would prefer a straight, possibly violent couple to have a child and raise that child than a potentially loving gay couple because they're gay? Like, it just doesn't make any sense in the world to me at all. So, Gabriella, I have the feistiness. Believe you me, I completely agree with you. MC says, how long until Trump tries to get rid of equal marriage and other gay rights, Jessica? Yeah, I think that's a very good question, MC. Look, obviously I don't live in the States, but I feel bad for obviously minorities, and I've got the feeling that it could hurt the LGBTIQ community. Keep in mind that it's not just gay people, so LGBT being lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, intersex, and questioning. So it covers all of those, and I fear for all of us, all of the people in America that are LGBTIQ, but especially I feel bad for like drag queens and transsexuals and all that as well, because they're in a minority in and of themselves as well. And yeah, I certainly do fear for them. AMC says, hi, Ellen. Ellen says, hi. Jessica says, that's what I mean, MC. Yeah, so it's terrible. Sarah says, send a link. Yes, exactly. I was trying not to say the name of the company that we have issues with. MC says, exactly, Gabriella, that makes absolutely no sense to me. Surely a child deserves a loving home. Yeah, exactly. It just makes no sense at all. It's such a primitive law. I don't even know why it was there in the first place. I mean, there was a time here in Australia that it was illegal to be gay. They decriminalized it, fortunately. but I just don't get why they would do that in the first place. It just, I mean, love is love. I mean, do people not remember the hippie era? Make love, not war. Like, I mean, come on, who cares? Love is love at the end of the day. It's just so ridiculous that people are so divided on the fact that this is such a bad thing because you're with someone of the same gender. Like, I just, it doesn't make sense to me. I think even if I was straight, it wouldn't make sense to me. It's just, I don't know. Love is love, as I said. I mean, I can't say better than that. Gabriella says yes with a love heart. Yes, absolutely. Kathleen's here. Hey, Mum, thank you so much for being here. She says, hey, guys, I'm here for support and to learn. I am straight, but I hate and just don't understand that people can't just let people live and be happy as long as they aren't hurting anyone. Thank you so much. That's exactly what I say, Mum. No wonder you're my mum. That's absolutely what I say. Do what ye will, lest ye harm none. I mean, at the end of the day, as long as you're not hurting anyone, who cares? Like, let them live their own lives. So absolutely on the same wavelength. Thank you. Ellen says, in the Netherlands, it is legal to get married, but I still am afraid to hold my girlfriend's hand. I still should try and do it every time, but there is always a bit of fear in my mind when doing it. Oh, there you go. I'm sorry to hear that, Ellen. But yeah, definitely, I did know that in the Netherlands, it is legal to get married, and I'm very happy about that. I do find the Netherlands to be quite a liberal country, so I'm sorry to hear that you do have fear of holding your girlfriend's hand. I'm so sorry to hear that. MC says, I still think it's incredible that companies such as bakeries think they have the right to deny making a cake for a gay couple or person. How disgusting is that? Yes, MC. And I remember hearing about that and thinking, oh my God, you idiots. Like, number one, you idiots for not accepting gay people. Like, that's just, it's something that just never made sense to me anyway. But number two, from a business point of view, you're a business. Your aim is to make money. You have customers that come in that are requesting something and you're saying no, don't give me your money because I don't agree with your lifestyle. Just on so many wavelengths, that story never made sense to me at all. But these people, seriously. Sarah says, that's great, Kathleen. Yeah, absolutely. I wish that everyone thought that way. Just, you know, do what you will, lest you harm none. Says to MC, that's crazy. It is. It's ridiculous. You can look it up. It's a true story. This actually happened to a couple that were trying to get a cake made by a bakery, and they just wouldn't do it. And this, I believe it was in America, but I could be wrong. But if it was in America, it was done after gay marriage was legalized. So it was legalized, but this bakery had to make a stand, I guess, and say, well, we don't agree with this, and this is how we're going to show that we don't agree with it. Gabriella says, I'm sorry you feel like that, Ellen. Yeah, me too. It's just ridiculous. I'm so sorry, Ellen. Not that you feel that way, that you're in that position. I thought that it was actually better than that. Ellen says, I also think it's sad that we LGBTIQ community remind the negative but forget the positive. I do want to focus on the positive, but the fact that I feel scared when holding my girlfriend's hand says something different. Yeah, exactly. You know, look, there are positives to being gay, for sure. And we will talk about them in a few moments' time. We will definitely get onto that. I think for now, I want to focus on the negative and start with the negative and end with the positive at the end of the day. But it's good to get information from all the different areas of the globe and see what's going on where you are. And so like Ellen is saying, and she makes the point that yes, in the Netherlands, it is legal to get married if you're gay, but you know, there are still fears of showing public displays of affection, which is unfortunate. Esther's here. Hey, Esther. And Esther says, hi, Francois. So good to see you again. So good to have you here, Esther, again. Don't know where to start. I could speak for 3 hours straight and still have a lot of arguments. Why it's just so natural to be LGBTIQ. Don't have a lot of time, but sorry, Esther, give me 1 moment. I've lost what you were saying. But I will watch the video back. No problems, Esther. Thank you so much for making an appearance. Everyone who's made an appearance here, certainly I feel like it is in support of the LGBTI community, so it means a lot to me. Thank you very much for being here. Angel says to Ellen, I live half my life in NL, in the Netherlands? Is that what you're saying? Don't be afraid to hold your girlfriend's hand. As far as I've experienced, Holland is actually very progressive and liberal when it comes to equal rights. Look, Angels, that's what I thought. But, you know, obviously everyone experiences different things and different things go on in different areas. So I know that here in Melbourne, in Melbourne in Australia, there are certain parts of Melbourne where people do feel comfortable to show public displays of affection, where in other parts you just wouldn't do it at all. You would like try and stand 2 feet away from the other person. So it does vary from area to area for sure. Alias says, you're here. Yes, absolutely, she's here. It's so good to have her here. Kathleen says, if I'm not mistaken, here in the US Supreme Court ruled that the Constitution allows the same-sex couple to marry, which overturns any states restricting it. Oh, okay, there you go, Kathleen. I thought it was different. I thought it came under state law, so I guess I was just a bit confused. But yeah, if it was a federal decision, then that's good. MC says, over here in the UK, the Anglican Church is split by country: Church of England, Church in Wales, Church in Scotland, etc. And the Church of Scotland have just agreed to LGBTIQ marriage in the church. That is awesome, MC. Huge shout out to the Church of Scotland. What a great step forward. Well done to them. I think that's fantastic. Esther says, I'm so sad that all over the world there's still so much hate and I don't understand. Like LGBTIQ would have to give and do everything to get a child adopted, so you know they love kids with all their heart. Yeah, exactly, Esther. It just doesn't make any sense to me at all that potentially, now I'm not saying straight couples are bad people to raise kids. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying potentially what the law here is saying, and in other countries that are the same, is that a violent straight couple has more rights to adopt a child than a loving gay couple. And it confuses the heck out of me, and that's the case. Why deny a loving gay couple the chance to lovingly raise a child, even just focusing on the gay side? Like, it doesn't make sense to me at all. Ellen says to Angels, well, yeah, overall they are, but since I'm 18 and live in a kind of small town, yeah, with a lot of religious towns around it, when I see old classmates, I always get weird looks. Yeah, so I can absolutely understand that. Different towns, different areas, the culture, varies. So I can understand that, Ellen, for sure. I'm just so sad that that's how it is for you. One of my most recent exes that I was dating, who lives nearby to me, I remember going to his house one time, and in his front yard, he kissed me, and I was freaking out, going, "Oh my God, should you be kissing me outside?" And so even for me, there are moments where I'm like, "Oh gosh, there are certain things that I just shouldn't do because I'm so scared to do it." But obviously, he was confident enough to, so that was good. Gabriella says, yes, when people talk to me about religion and I'm Catholic, I'm like, so I should just ignore the fact that Jesus actually said to just love each other. Don't twist his words. Love is love, people. Thank you, Gabriella. That's exactly what I was saying. Everyone has to go into this film that Tyler Blackburn, aka Caleb, is in, because that's the point that they're trying to make. It's got love is enough or something. Oh, I don't remember what it's called, but something like that. And the main character, who's a female, makes that point of, love is love. We're meant to be loving no matter what the situation is. Angel says to Ellen, yes, I can see that's different. I spend most of my time in Amsterdam and Arnhem in the middle of town, so naturally everything is much more tolerant and liberal. Yeah, so yeah, it definitely varies from place to place. But I can't wait to get out to the Netherlands. The moment I get the chance, I'm definitely going to go there. I do have a lot of family over there, so yeah, I want to be in those liberal areas though as well, because I want to celebrate just being me and not thinking twice, and soaking up the liberal atmosphere of those areas. Esther says, I'm adopted by straight people and emotional abuse was extreme and been really traumatized when I was young, not anymore. So it doesn't say anything, a straight couple gets kids and they will be more fine. Esther, thank you so much for telling us that. I know that that wouldn't have been easy for you to tell us. But it does make the point that I was trying to say earlier. I mean, it doesn't matter if you're gay, straight, bi, whatever. Like, I mean, how can you put a rift down the line and say based on sexuality these people can't adopt? It's ridiculous. I'm so sorry you went through that, Esther. That's just terrible. But I'm glad you're not going through it anymore. That's good to hear. MC says, how can they say gay couples raising children will affect them or turn them gay? Who has given birth to the majority of gay people in the first place? Straight people. Thank you, MC. Now that is what we call logic. And my mum and I, when we have discussions about this, because we don't get it either, my mum sarcastically says, you know what it is, Francois? It's logic. It's the government or the church's logic. It's like, sarcastically we say logic, because it's completely illogical. Where MC makes a great point. Like, that's the thing. Like, I was born thanks to a straight couple and I turned gay. Like, I mean, you can't determine how a child is going to turn out. It doesn't make sense at all. I'm just going to keep drinking, guys. Ellen says, I think it's sad that homophobic people choose hate over love and then use their religion as an excuse. Yes, I completely agree. My throat is really excessively dry tonight. I completely agree with you, Ellen. It's completely ridiculous. Gabriella says, I am from Mexico. I love my country, but in some things we are way behind. It just doesn't make any sense. Yeah, I mean, I don't know too much about the culture of Mexico when it comes to gay people, Gabriella. So hopefully you can enlighten me more as the chat goes along. But yeah, I'm so sorry that that's the case. Obviously, it is in a lot of areas. Oh, no, sorry, you guys. Sarah says, I'm seeing so many people give weird excuses for why they don't agree with homosexuality and gay marriage, but a lot of the reasons people give do not make sense. Thank you. I totally just do not get it at all. I think it's absolutely ridiculous. We have a wonderful lady here in Australia who's not that well known. So Sarah, I don't know if you've heard of her before or not. Her name is Fiona Patton. She's from a party called the the ASP, the Australian Sex Party. But the reason I bring her up is because she's a huge advocate for gay rights, and so whenever she's asked anything, she answers favorably for gay people. I always find it funny when politicians, don't you guys as well, when politicians ask questions about, you know, gays and they're against it, and the way they answer the question, they're either fumbling or, even if they speak with conviction, what they say doesn't make a lick of sense. It's just so ridiculous. But I don't understand. And maybe it worked back in ye olden days, but I mean, these days, I mean, I was saying to my mum, you ask the average millennial, what their view is on gays and gay marriage, and the average millennial will say, I really don't care. Because that seems to be the, in my experience, and I could be wrong, but in my experience, that seems to be their attitude. They just don't care. Like, love is love at the end of the day. So in this day and age, it just doesn't make sense to be so primitive and divide people over sexuality, race as well, and as well as other things. But since we're talking about LGBTIQ, it just doesn't make sense at all. Angel says, I'm totally pro equal rights at every level, including adoption, fostering, and surrogacy. Thank you, Angels. That's a very liberal of you, especially coming from a straight person. That's very liberal of you. Yeah, so I am absolutely about equality across the board, and I always have been. Obviously, gay rights are included, LGBTIQ rights are included. I am a huge feminist and always have been ever since, as long as I can remember. But yeah, it's great to hear that straight people can feel that same way too, because I've been wondering for a while if straight people can, you know, get on board with this, and Angels is proof that they can. So thank you, Angels. It means a lot to me that you're here and that you've done so much campaigning. I really do appreciate it. Jessica says, I hope our rights are not taken away because I'm married to my best friend, but he is in transition to be a woman, which I support, but my spouse wants to get remarried as a woman. I just hope our rights don't get taken away. That would be so terrible if your rights are taken away again, Jessica. I would be so sorry if that was the case. I'm so happy for you that your spouse is going through the transition. I think that's wonderful. And I'm even more happy that you are supporting your spouse. So yeah, I really hope you guys get to remarry once your spouse does become a woman. And yeah, good luck to both of you. That is really amazing. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. I really appreciate it. Kathleen says, unfortunately, I think we could spend many chats on the subject of religion, but as long as there are closed-minded people who are only listening to the man in the pulpit, it will never change. Yeah, I completely agree, Kathleen. And that's the problem, is that people congregate inside of churches and they listen to the man that, stands behind the pulpit and just, sprouts whatever view they have, and everyone just has to believe what they're saying. And I think that's completely ridiculous. I've always believed that there is never one right way to do anything, and yet I feel like the way of any church is that we do stuff this way, and it's closed-minded. And there are so many great things that religious people do. So don't think that I hate religions, because I don't. Like, when I look at Christians, they are so loving, and the whole love thy neighbor and the support they give each other, and I think that's wonderful. But the problem is that they are loving provided you do as they want you to do. It's very much a I don't accept you unless you follow my rules, and I don't like how close-minded that is. MC says, I'm sorry you went through that, Esther. Much love. Yeah, absolutely. It's terrible. Esther says, it's just sick and sad that in 2017 not everyone is equal to each other, but we the most bizarre things with we can do the most bizarre things with technology, but in their minds they are a few decades late. Yeah, it's absolutely incredibly ridiculous. I agree with you, Esther. With modern day technology, we are racing so far ahead. I mean, it's ridiculous what we can do with modern day technology right now, and yet we're still upholding primitive laws when it comes to people. It's ridiculous. It really is. I completely agree with you. Angel says, yes to Gabriella. It's similar in many places where there is a prominent religion, i.e. Catholicism in Mexico, Spain, Italy, other South American countries, etc. Annoys me, and I am Catholic. Well, I mean, and that's good to know that it annoys you, and if you are Catholic, Angels, because it shows that there is some promise, and not every Catholic person thinks the same way. So yeah, I mean, I have no disrespect to you for being a Catholic person, especially with the fact that you're open-minded to see different people for who they are, rather than putting a label on them and saying you're wrong, you're doing wrong. So I appreciate you saying that, Angels. Thank you. Angel says, Donald Trump is an affront to humanity. Yes, completely agree. Did anyone see Meryl Streep's acceptance speech? I don't know when she gave it, but someone on Facebook either sent it to me or put in a status today or something, and I was watching and I was like, oh my God. Apparently Donald Trump imitated some guy in a wheelchair, and it was a very low blow. But it just goes to show, what Donald's way of being president is going to be. I think it's really sad because, presidents being what they have been in the past, I just don't understand why people elected Donald Trump. I'm sorry, and I'm here in Australia. I didn't vote for him, but I just never understood it. But anyway, this is not about Donald. Ellen says to Kathleen, yeah, which is sad. I'm an atheist and I find myself hating on religion a lot because of that. While there are so many nice religious people who use it as a power to love. Yeah, and see, that's exactly where I'm standing as well. Like, it goes both ways. And I think if religions focused on those important values like love and all of that, that would be, we'd have a different world. And yet the love is being overshadowed by the hate that they have, or that stereotypically that they have, because I can't, judge everyone. Clearly, I mean, Angels is a great example. I can't judge everyone. But those who do, the hate is overshadowing the love because they can't accept people who are different. So yeah, it's really sad. For me, I never say to anyone that I am religious, because I don't fully believe that I am 100% religious. But I have said to people in the past, because I'm open to saying this, that if I were to lean towards any religion, I would lean towards Wicca. One of the reasons that I do lean towards Wicca is because they are accepting of you no matter what sexuality you are. It's totally fine for you to be gay and be a Wicca, and it's also fine for you to be a Christian and be a Wicca as well, apparently as well. So they're very accepting. But yeah. Esther says, sweet of you, MC, but I'm so thankful because it made me so much wiser, lovable, and more understanding. So in the end, win-win situation for me, which is good, Esther. I'm really happy that it did. Kathleen says, yes, Ellen, we just have to use our brains and not be numb followers. I think it is getting better, but still too much of blind following. Yeah, and it's just ridiculous. One person says something and everyone just agrees. And that's another thing that I say to people as well. It's, you know, at the end of the day, like, I loved watching the film Legally Blonde because the professor at the start says to everyone, you will learn to sharply question what you know. And ever since I heard that quote when I saw that film, I began to sharply question everything I thought I knew. And I find it amazing that there are so many lambs out there, or sheep, you know, in the story, in the nursery, Mary had a little lamb, followed her to school. There are a lot of lambs out there that just follow what other people do and don't question it for themselves. And I just think that's, for me, that's ridiculous. Like, I think you should really think about things and do your research and know what you're taking a stance in before you actually take one, because you're just supporting what one person says. But yeah, that's the way it is. MC says, when people quote the Bible, they always forget in the same chapters it prohibits cutting your hair, eating shellfish, planting 2 different crops together, wearing clothes with 2 different threads. There you go, MC. Very well done. I love that. One of my friends pointed out a website to me that was showing all the verses in the Bible that actually either support gays or that don't actually say something bad about gay people, but people are just interpreting it wrong. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff obviously in the Bible. Now, obviously, I'm not a Christian and I only know what other people have said, but from what I've heard, people interpret the Bible their own way, and sometimes people get it incredibly wrong. But I do find it weird, like MC is saying, that there's all these things that people don't prescribe to, and yet they do prescribe to others. It's sort of like, okay. But you know, it is, I guess, what it is. But when it comes to what we're discussing, which is casting our fellow human beings because you don't disagree with how they love, then I question it. Esther says, a spiritual is the best term which fits the best, but I do believe in God, not in the church where they spread fear and not love, like I think God only does. Yeah, so I think that's great. Like, I know of a few people who, you know, believe in their own version of God, but they don't go to church, and I understand why you do. I think that's great, Esther. Good on you. MC says, that's great, Esther. Proud of you. Yay. Gabriella says, when Trump... Whoa, you've gone, Gabriella. Give me a sec. Lots of people writing in, which is so cool. Sorry, Gabriella. I will find you as soon as I can. When Trump won, I would wake up every day thinking, wait, was that real? It is also sad because it also shows how people really feel, at least in the States. Yeah, completely agree. And when I first heard that Donald Trump was running for president, my first thought, and this is what I was telling people in Australia, I was like, oh, he's never going to be elected because he's a celebrity. Like, seriously, it's a joke. Why is this celebrity running? Now I know that Arnold Schwarzenegger had his moment, and don't get me wrong, that is what it is. I'm like, oh my God, seriously, this guy's running for president. This is just, no, people aren't going to vote for him. It's a joke. And then when I started hearing the stuff he was coming up with, I thought, oh, great. He's purposefully making sure people don't vote for him. And then they did. And it was, I think it was definitely the shock heard round the world when, that is shock, not shot, shock heard round the world when he was elected. Ellen says, my girlfriend's father has always been very homophobic and vocal about it, so she was very afraid to come out. It took him quite a while to get used to it, but he is okay with it now. There is a day in the Netherlands where everyone wears purple for support, and he wore a purple shirt to work on that day, and I cried a little. That is so awesome that he did. Wow, I've got a few things I want to answer to there, Ellen. First of all, it is so tough when your family don't support you. I've had that with friends I know. I've had it with boyfriends I've had in the past. It is very, very tough. The fact that he actually did that, I think, is amazing. It shows how much he's grown. I think that's wonderful. The fact also that the Netherlands has a day when you wear purple. Can you please tell me what day this is? I will wear purple on that day. I wish we had something like that here. Angel says to Gabriella, I woke up the following morning in total disbelief and horror when Trump won, much like horrendous and pointless Brexit. What's a Brexit? Sorry, that I don't know. Alias says, I'm straight, but I know gay lesbian friends and I'm totally fine with it. That is awesome that you are, Alias. Like, again, credit to anyone that is straight and is totally fine with it. I wish everyone that was straight was as open as you and Angels is. So I thank you both for being here and for showing your support to this issue. It really means the world to me. MC says, the awful thing about Trump winning is that he actually got over 2 million less common votes than Hillary. I don't understand college voting system. In the UK, if you get the most votes, you win. Yeah, I'm still confused about that myself, MC, because it's the same here. If you get the most votes, your party wins. So I don't understand it either, MC. Hopefully someone can explain to us how the heck he won. Ellen says, I once made a play about LGBT and asked my brother what he thought about it. His first reaction was, I'm okay with it as long as they don't touch me. That comment always frustrates me. Just because someone likes the same sex doesn't mean they like everyone of the same sex. Yes. I'm so sorry that I chuckled there. The reason that I did is because I've heard that so often. I think it's the most ridiculous comment that anyone can make. Now, sorry that he's your brother and I'm saying that, but I agree with you with what you're saying. Someone liking someone of the same sex doesn't mean they like everyone of the same sex. Exactly right. One of my biggest fears about coming out in high school was that the guys would treat me differently. Like, now, let's be completely honest, I was bullied through high school and I wasn't the most popular person anyway, but I didn't want this stigma or whatever of guys saying, oh, don't come too close or whatever. I think it's just so ridiculous. And I think one of the reasons why not a lot of people come out in sport, and let me make a very big point about this, in this current day and age, I am yet to find a gay male tennis player that is still playing professional tennis. And I find it very sad. I think one of the reasons is because of the locker room and how they will be treated. What straight people need to understand, because I was thinking about this today actually, so I'm glad you brought up, Helen. What straight people need to understand about gay people, especially with guys, is that you're attracted to women. Like, because I was thinking, what would I say if I was talking to a straight guy and I came out to him? I would say, look, you're attracted to women, right? But you're not attracted to every single woman that you see. It's the same with gay people. Just because I'm gay doesn't mean I'm attracted to everyone. You know, like, there's no need for you to be scared. I never understood that. I've got to be honest. I just find that ridiculous. I mean, it's naivety on a grand scale, but it's ridiculous at the same time. MC says, exactly, Ellen, why do people think that? It's crazy. Yeah, it is. It's just so stupid. Yeah, like, I feel like high school experiences will be so much better for people. Like, I mean, yes, also outside of high school, but I can't help but think of the locker room. I just can't in high school. And I think it would be so much easier for people if the straight guys realized, hey, there's no threat to you by another guy being gay and coming out. That's no threat to you whatsoever. If a guy is gay and they're attracted to a straight guy, they're not going to jump all over them, because apparently that's another irrational fear, that we're just going to jump all over straight guys that we're attracted to. No, we're not. You know, if anything, they will have a nice conversation with you, and if it goes that way, you know, in the way of, I think you're attractive, you deal with the situation at the time civilly. You just say, oh, look, I'm sorry, I don't swing that way, or whatever. But this irrational thought that gay people are just going to jump straight people because they are gay, it's so ridiculous. And I'm so sorry that your brother said that, Ellen. Gabriella says, so true to Ellen. Esther says, yes, preach. Yes, absolutely. We will preach here. This is our public forum, and we are not going to hold back. We're going to say exactly what we feel. Sarah says, Francois, what are your thoughts on the talks about holding a plebiscite here in Australia to determine Australia's thoughts on legalising gay marriage? Look, I have a lot of thoughts about it. I don't know if everyone here knows what a plebiscite is, but basically, in this case, a plebiscite is that everyone in Australia will, like the Australian citizens, will vote on whether or not they believe that gay marriage should be legal. And the thought that people have is that the winning vote is what the outcome will be, but that's not the case. And this is the problem I have with the plebiscite idea. Everyone will vote, but what the results, once the results have been tallied up and determined, they will, what that does is it shows government where Australia is. It does not ensure that they are going to change the law in any way. So they can look at it and go, oh, Australia is in favour, but we're not. Denied. There is nothing that says they have to go with the majority of Australia's vote. So I don't like that. I feel like the only good thing, the only reason they're doing a plebiscite is because if the majority of Australians vote no, then they can turn around and say, ha, it's not us, it's Australia. So I just think the government, I'm sorry, should grow some balls and just change the law. It's so ridiculous. I mean, we are so far behind. If America can do it and England can do it, why can we not do it here in Australia? It does not make any sense to me at all. Because we are so influenced in Australia by America and by England. We really are. Like, I'm sorry, but you guys, we are. We're not necessarily influenced by Europe. I am personally. The country isn't so influenced by Europe. But we are influenced in a big way by America, and in a huge way as well by England and the UK. And obviously, you know, we have a relationship with the Queen and all that as well. So with the Commonwealth. So I don't get why they've done it and we don't. We are just so far behind, and it's just so ridiculous. I don't even feel like I need to argue with them. I just want to say, look, guys, why are we being so primitive? Like, catch up. It's just ridiculous. But yeah, that's my opinion, Sarah. MC says, do most people want same-sex marriage, Sarah? Would it work in LGBTIQ's favour? Look, in my opinion, MC, I think, yes, it would. I think the majority of Australians would be fine with it. I think, obviously, you know, the older you are, the more stuck in your way you are as to when you're raised and what you grew up with. But I feel like the majority of Australians, like from my generation and lower, and certainly millennials for sure, that once they get to 18, they would all say yes in a heartbeat. But we'll just have to see if it does happen, because they've been saying, they've been talking about this plebiscite, guys, for a long time here in Australia, and it's never even come about anyway. Sarah says, my ex-girlfriend and I held hands and light kisses in public. I think that's awesome that you did, Sarah, and I'm so happy for you that you did, and I'm guessing that nothing happened, so that's really good as well. Alias says, oh, yeah, I know, right? MC says, not to bring religious into it again, but let's not forget what Jesus said about homosexuality. Nothing. Yeah. I don't get it. MC, we can certainly have a religious discussion about this, because I'm sure we could talk for 24 hours straight and still have questions. Sarah says, MC, from what I gather, a majority of Australia is for gay marriage here. However, it would be damaging to the LGBTIQ community to have the whole country vote. It's very costly. Yes, True. Also, it's no guarantee after having one that will actually be passed and legalized. Yes, so Sarah's saying exactly what I said. There's no guarantee. Just because we get the majority of the vote from the public doesn't mean that the government have to legalize it, and that's why I don't like this idea. I think they should just do it already. There is such a thing as a conscience vote. They were considering that at one point where every member of the parties that are in government could decide on their own what they thought, regardless of what the party's views were. I liked the idea of that, but I don't think it actually really went anywhere really well. Like, I feel like there might have been some discussions behind closed doors of this may be a conscious vote, but still, you have to vote with your party or something, because it was, yeah, the results were really ridiculous. Ellen says, I'm always in dilemma with the gay pride. I'm like you do, wear a Speedo if it makes you happy. But on the other side, I'm like, if we want to be accepted and taken seriously, it might not be smart. A Speedo? Is that what you meant to say? Yeah, I can hear what you're saying, like, about how it's not necessarily smart. It's tough because there is a lot of hate out there. So you have to be very cautious about it. I mean, look, honestly, you guys, if I could walk down the street in heels, a dress, and a feather boa, you know, gosh darn it, I would do it. But I don't think I will come back alive. So that's why I don't. So, you know, you do have to think about it. But it's unfortunate because it stops you from being who you really are, which is sad. Gabriella says, as usual, I have to go back to housework, but I just want to say that every time I come to these chats, I have a smile afterwards because it gives me hope being in a group where everyone is nice and positive. Thanks, family. You're so welcome, Gabriella. Thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate it. And thank you for talking to us about your experiences for the LGBTI community in Mexico. That was really awesome. Ellen says to Gabriella, I didn't recognize you. Did you change your photo? She might have changed it, but she's had that one for a little while now, I think. MC says, see you, Gabriella, study hard. MC says, hydrate, Francois. I certainly will. I know I'm behind you guys, but don't worry. I'm so determined to catch up. This is a very important chat, so I'm not going to skip over anyone. Gabriella says, I changed it a while ago to Ellen. Alias says, anyone want to help me with moderating today? Yes, if anyone wants to help Alias with moderating today, let me know. I think everyone in the room is an OG anyway, so I'm happy to let you help Alias. Kathleen says, gosh, poor baby, drink right. Oh, thanks, Mum. Thanks, Mum, and thanks, MC Sis, for looking out for me. I really appreciate it. Ellen says, just a notice there, Gabriella, good luck with the studying. Ah, cool. Angel says, in the Netherlands, after there was a homophobic attack, the male politicians, both straight and gay, went into work to coalition talks, holding hands in condemnation of the attack. Thought it was great. That is awesome. Yeah, we don't have that here. But again, shows how fantastic the Netherlands is. Oh my gosh, I have a lot of love. Ik hou van jou, Nederlands. I love you, Netherlands. Gabriella says, thanks to MC and Ellen, and bye everyone. Bye, Gabriella. Hasta luego. Ellen says to Angels, yes, and there was an afternoon where everyone gathered in Arnhem, where it happened, and everyone stood hand in hand. I bawled my eyes out. I would too. That is such great support. That's amazing. Why do we not have that here? I guess we're just not as open as they are in the Netherlands. They're so far ahead in the Netherlands, though, like I must say, with everything that they've done for liberty and justice and all that, especially in those areas like Amsterdam and Arnhem. MC says, are you feeling okay? If you need a night or two off from these chats, do it. We'll still be here waiting for you to feel refreshed. Thank you, MC. I'm not going to be doing a live chat tomorrow. I will do my videos for the reading like I normally do on the weekend. And I don't know if we're going to, oh yeah, Sunday, I know what I'm doing Sunday, and I'll tell you guys when we get to the end of the chat. I have got a chat that I have in mind for Sunday that I want to really do, and I'll talk to you about it there. But yeah, tomorrow I'm having a chat day off, but I will still do the reading. Thank you for your concern, Sis MC, though. I appreciate it. You always tell me to keep hydrated and take care of myself, and it's really sweet of you, so thank you, MC. Sarah says, I don't see how homosexuality affects children. It doesn't. I don't see how legalizing gay marriage opens the door for pedophilia or bestiality in marriages. Yep, what the hell? Yeah, exactly. It's ridiculous. The stuff they come up with, I mean, these people should be fiction writers. They really should. I mean, no, they shouldn't, because I write fiction stories, so they shouldn't. But, I mean, you know what I mean. Sarah says, I don't think religion should dictate people's rights. I don't see how a person being able to have children or not should mean they can or can't marry their love. Exactly, Sarah. Church, state, separate. Completely agree. They should have no involvement. Religion does not the law create. It does not. So the fact that they can put pressure on government and, you know, keep the law the way it is, it's beyond me, because this is religion. It's ridiculous, because they are two separate things, and I don't think that we as a country, especially here, recognize that religion is religion, the law is the law. They are not, you know, the same thing. MC says, agreed, Sarah. Why would someone's mind go there? I think it says more about them than gay people. Yeah, exactly right, MC. It's just ridiculous. Ellen says, even though there is some hate in the world towards LGBTIQ, when I see my girlfriend smile, I forget about it all, and I know that sounds cheesy, but that is the most important thing to me. Absolutely, Ellen. I love that. Yeah, look, I have the same when I'm in relationships, or even when I'm with my LGBTIQ friends, you know, just seeing them smile, seeing them happy, it makes a world of difference, doesn't it? So I agree with you. Remy is here. Hey, Remy, thank you for joining us. Remy says that's not right. Yeah, exactly. MC says, oh, Ellen, that's lovely, you softie. Yeah, it's so sweet, isn't it? Esther says, not cheesy at all, Ellen. It's the only thing that matters. Yes, it is. MC says, Ellen says to MC, ugh, I so am. It's really bad, like shamingly bad. Well, no, it is not, Ellen. Like, if there's anything I believe in above all else, it is love. And I know, like, that makes me sound cheesy, but hey, I'll stand with you. Love is a beautiful thing. So, yes. I'm not going to quote Moulin Rouge and say love is a many splendid thing, but I mean, it is. Remy says, I am a Catholic and I have never seen my community discriminate against anyone for any reason. I think that's really good, Remy. Certainly, I have experienced hate from Catholics and Christians before. Now, I'm not saying that all of them do, so please don't think I am. But I am saying that I have experienced it from some of them before. So I have seen that. But yeah. MC says, lol, there's nothing wrong with that, Ellen. No, not at all. Sarah says, my parents, luckily, were Christian when I came out, and they were open-minded and very accepting. Dad gave me the hate the sin, love the sinner speech to begin with, but now he speaks up for gay rights. That is so awesome that he does. Wow. Well done, Sarah. Well done, Sarah's dad. MC says, sometimes it just takes time, Sarah. That's great. Yeah, absolutely. So that is awesome. Ellen says to MC, I guess I'm just very lucky my girlfriend is a hella beautiful, so posting pictures of or with her doesn't make anyone complain. No, not at all. It is a very beautiful thing. Sarah says, what I like in this family is that we are all respectful. I don't think the queer community being disrespected, but I also don't like the people within our community disrespecting people as well. Yes, completely agree. Alias says, I'm Christian, but I'm fine with gay and lesbian. Yeah, and I love that, Alias. So the fact that you're here and showing support for this is really beautiful. Sarah says, Wicca is beautiful. Yes, it is, Sarah. It is. When I first came out as being gay, as I said, my mum had an interesting reaction. But when I first came out as saying that I was into Wicca, a lot of people were like, oh my God, you're a witch, you're a bad person. It's like, no, actually, Wicca's white magic. It's very beautiful. There's no really, evil side to Wicca at all. But yeah, so I agree. Alofa's here. Hey, Alofa. Alofa says, what are your views on bisexuality? People don't believe in it. I feel like bisexuals have it the hardest. It's disgusting to females and it's frowned upon by gay males. We can't win. Yeah, look, I think it's terrible that it's frowned upon. I love everyone. Like I say, look, as long as you don't physically harm me, I love everyone. And people that are bi, go them. Like I will absolutely, honestly celebrate that. I know a couple of people that are bi, and they have faced those issues and concerns that you brought up. And they say to me, so what do you think? I mean, you know, even people in the gay community don't like or whatever. And I say, look, honestly, I think it's great for you. You get the best of both worlds. Like, I mean, because to me, like, as I say, it's not a thing of, yay, you are. It's more a thing of, that's great that you are. You want to have some lunch? Like, well, I don't see why it needs to be such a big issue. And so for bi people, I say, yeah, you get the best of both worlds. Go you. Like, that's awesome. So I don't mind. Like, LGBTIQ, it's all fine with me. Like, absolutely. As long as you're not harming me and you're happy with what you're doing, I'm happy for you. Says is here. Hi, Says, thanks for being here. Says, I am Catholic and I have a lot of gay friends. That is so cool that you do. I love that. So I'm hearing that from a lot of people, that they're Catholic or Christian and they are totally fine with it, or they have friends. I think that's wonderful. I wish it happened with more people, but it is certainly a very promising start hearing what I'm hearing from you guys. So thank you very much. I do appreciate all of you telling me all these things you've told me. And she says, I don't understand the hate towards bisexuality either, Lofa. Yeah, I don't either. I think it's ridiculous. Like, who cares who you love at the end of the day as long as you're happy? And I mean, you know, say we take a guy, and I'm not being sexist, I'm just saying randomly, let's say you take a guy and he dates a girl and they break up and then he has a boyfriend. What the heck's wrong with that? Go him. Like, love is love at the end of the day. Who cares? Same if it was a girl, you know? Love is love. Angel says to Ellen, yes, I know it was amazing. I was so shocked to hear that attack took place in Arnhem. It's nothing like that normally. It's actually one of the most tolerant and liberal places ever. I have to say I don't know about the attack on Arnhem, which makes me feel really bad that I don't. But I will do some research and find out about it so that I'm more informed. Unless you guys want to tell me what happened in Arnhem. Sarah says, Alofa, I'm bisexual. Well, I'm not sure. I'd label myself pansexual, but people don't think that's real either. But I, to put it simply, I'm open to people in general, and I think that's awesome. There was a time when I thought I was bi, but I've confirmed that I am gay. But, you know, I mean, it's it. Like, at the end of the day, who cares what a person's sexuality is? As long as the person is happy and they're not harming anyone, I just don't see why people think that it matters. You know, I mean, this is not the whole Hitler era where, you know, you have to do what your, whatever they called him, says, your Führer tells you. Like, you know, as long as people are happy, that's all that matters. Like, seriously. For me, I've had this, what people call naive dream for a long time, of living in a world of utopia. For those of you who came to my Charm chat, Charm's idea of utopia, that's what I want. I want a world of utopia. But the way to start getting towards a world of utopia is, you know, embracing the phrase live and let live. You know, you live your life, let everyone live their own. No one hurt each other, and let everyone be who they are. Like, come on. Alias saying, does anyone want to help me moderate? Yeah, if anyone wants to help Alias moderate, let me know. I will gladly make you a moderator. Sarah says, and I think it's just as natural as gay, lesbian, or straight, or anything else. Yeah, exactly. It is, Sarah. You're right. Alofa says, I love love. I don't discriminate. I love that, Alofa. I do love that. Yeah, I think it'd be wrong for me to sit here and say, let's all say what our sexuality is. But some of you have said, and I find it interesting, we have a great mix here. Comment below and let me know, which is really interesting. Alofa says, I'll help you out, Alias. Oh, that's very nice, Alofa. Okay, I will make you a moderator, Alofa. There you go. Thank you so much for helping us out. Esther says, same to Sarah. Yeah, absolutely. It is just as natural. Kathleen says, yes, think, don't just. Sorry, Kathleen, you've gone. I'll go right back to you. As I said, guys, I might be behind, but I will get to all of you because this is just too important not to. Here we are. Yes, Kathleen says, think, don't just follow. Gather all the information that you can and form your own opinions and thoughts. Preach, Bay. I totally will, and I think everyone else should as well. Thanks, Mum. Absolutely. Alias says, thanks, Alofa. Ellen says, I am bisexual, and it's sad because you're too straight for gay friends and too gay for straight friends. I think it's ridiculous. Like, first of all, I think it's ridiculous that gay people discriminate against bisexual people. Like, that's so wrong. The first time I found out about LGBTIQ, which back in the day was LGBT, my first thought was, well, not to be all High School Musical, but we're all in this together. So why would we discriminate against our own people? Like, I don't think my own people are just gay people. Like, it's gays, lesbians, bis, transgender, it's everyone that comes under that rainbow flag. So I don't get that gay people discriminate against them. I think that's ridiculous. It's almost worse than the straight people doing it. Actually, it is worse. Alofa says amen to Ellen. Yep, absolutely. Ellen says, also a struggle for me was when I came out with my girlfriend. I felt bad for my ex-boyfriends because I didn't want them to feel like I never felt attracted to them. Yes, I can understand your pain, Ellen. I have a story to tell you guys, actually, speaking of that ended up working out quite well for me. So when prior to my realizing that I was gay, I dated a girl, and a lot of people are shocked when they hear that I dated a girl, but I did. And we were just good friends, and yeah, we started dating and all that. Went through the whole experience. Not to be graphic, just to quickly say, we went through the whole experience. Then we broke up for the most ridiculous of reasons, but we did, and it was fine. Anyway, then I, realized I was gay, and was dating guys and all that. I mean, I always was. I guess I didn't even know why I dated her. Maybe it was to cover up being gay. I don't know. I did love her though at the time. Anyway, I just want to tell you that, yeah, a couple of years after we broke up, I think it was like 2-3 years later, we actually ran into each other. It was so funny. And we talked as though time had never gone by. We're just like, oh, hi, how are you? Good, how are you? And she said, so, do you have a girlfriend? And I thought, oh, I'll be completely honest with her. I'm like, oh, no, I actually have a boyfriend now. Her response was, oh, that's great, good for you, I have a girlfriend. And it turns out that we laughed about it. And we said, oh my gosh, we turned each other gay. Like, it was just a wonderful moment of going, wow, like this straight couple that were together break up, and they're both gay now, and it was beautiful. So I just, yeah, I wanted to share that story with you guys. Remy says, as a Catholic in my church, we have always been taught to love and accept religious or not. God will always. That's awesome, Remy. I'm so happy to hear that. Remy, what country are you from? Let me know. I mean, that's wonderful. I am pansexual and have brightly colored hair, and my church has never thought less of me. I think that's wonderful, Remy. I really do. I have a lot of respect for your church there. That's really good. Sarah says, I'm the same. I don't go to church. I'm simply spiritual and open-minded to most things, as long as it's not hurting someone else or disrespecting others. Yes, very good, Sarah, and I agree. Angel says, I'll be honest, I can't believe it's even an issue anymore in 2017. Yes, Angels, thank you. You're on the same wavelength as me. It's frustrating that it still is an issue. Like, why? It's infuriating. We still have to protest this stuff. Love wins. End of. Yeah, exactly. End of, I think they're saying end of story. But yeah, exactly. Exactly. MC says, amen, Angels. Angels says, thumbs up to MC. Sarah says, bisexual people in here, did you feel pressure to pick a side at one point? I did, so I came out as a lesbian, and then I realized a few years later I'm open to everyone, hearts not parts. I love that. That you can hashtag that. That's awesome. And I'm so sorry if any of my fellow gay people or lesbians or whatever treated you that way, Sarah, that is so ridiculous. When I say fellow, like, as I say, I feel like anyone who comes under the LGBTIQ flag is family. So if anyone from my family did that, that's so wrong. You should never have been disrespected for being bi. That's completely ridiculous. I'm so sorry on behalf of them. I'm really sorry that they did that. Alofa says, I'm not fazed by the hate and judgment from straight people. It's kind of expected. It's from our own people. We have it hard enough, but to see it within the community is even more upsetting. Yes, Alofa, exactly. We should not be disrespecting our own people. That's so wrong. I mean, we're in the minority anyway, so picking on each other, how's that helping anything? Ellen says, also, when people say I am okay with gays as long as they don't throw it in my face, what is that? Does that mean not holding hands, not kissing? Yeah, it's just so stupid. I mean, again, they're trying to pacify you, but at the same time restrict you. It's like, are you serious? I mean, so you're basically saying, I'm great with gay people as long as I don't see them. Yeah, no. We're not going to, bolt our houses and never go out. Like, I mean, seriously. Yeah, I don't get it either. I think it's ridiculous. Esther says, do you know being gay was the most normal thing until the year 1400 or something when the church or higher men forbid it? No, I didn't, Esther. There you go. I did not know that at all. Ridiculous. So they obviously got it right back then. I would love to know, since I have such a fascination with the hippie era, I don't know why, but especially like hippies in the US, I just wish I could go back to that time with the whole make love, not war. I'm guessing hippies didn't discriminate against gay people, right? Does anyone know? I'm pretty sure they didn't, but I've just always wondered. Angel says to Sarah, hearts, not parts. Love that expression. We'll be using it from now on. Yes, me too. That is so awesome. Hashtag hearts, not parts. Sarah says, hey, angels, that's the pansexual slogan, but I think it's great for anyone to use. Oh, there you go. But yeah, I completely agree. It's awesome. Well done to them. Ellen says the gay support day in Netherlands is called Purple Friday, and it's on October 16. I need to write that down before I forget. Because that's coming up in a couple of months. What's it called? Gay Support Day. Netherlands. That is so cool. Thank you so much for telling me that, Ellen. I'm definitely going to wear purple on the 16th. Alofa says, I was never pressured to choose sides. Like I said before, I love love, whether it be with a guy or a girl. I think it's great that you're never pressured, Alofa. That's wonderful. Yeah, so a lot of people have been, whether it is gay, straight, bi, people have been pressured to go one way or the other, but I think it's great that you weren't, so that's really good. MC says, Brexit was the UK voting to leave the European Union. Oh, okay, I didn't know what it was called, but I know that they did that, yep. It's a play on the words Britain exits. Ah, good, very well done. I forgot what you were saying about Brexit, MC. If you want to remind me, let me know. But yes, I do remember when that happened, yes. Alofa says, I know judging here, it's probably just me, but gay guys find it hard to commit these days. Yes, stereotypically I agree with that. Although I do know some gay guys who have had very fulfilling relationships, but stereotypically they do find it hard to commit. I agree with you. Which is bad for me because I don't want to be sleeping around or anything. I want to find a guy and fall in love and settle down and all that. But yeah. Annabelle says, Annabelle's here. She says, hey, Francois. Hey, guys. Hi, Annabelle. Thank you so much for being here. Sarah says, Alofa, have you met lesbian women? They can be super difficult too. Haha, not all of them, of course. Oh, look, everyone can be difficult. I mean, and even in this community, like, gays and lesbians and all that, we can all be difficult. That's for sure. MC says most sports are like that, I think. The Welsh rugby player Gareth Thomas came out the year before he retired. I think he's the only one I can think of. There you go. So, yeah, the year before he retired. That's sad. Yeah, like, I've been hoping for a male tennis player to come out. I really have, because I tell you what, I don't really follow male tennis. I follow female tennis. I quite obsessively follow female tennis. But if a male tennis player came out, you better believe I will back them all the way and do everything to support them. Sarah says, hi, Annabelle. Yes, hi, Annabelle. Alofa says, I had a crush on Andy Roddick and Maria Sharapova. Oh, I had a crush on Andy Roddick too. I was always hoping he would come out as gay, but it never happened. That is so cool. Like, obviously, there you go. So both sides of the coin. I think that's wonderful that you did. Yeah, I know a lot of people that had a crush on Maria, and I think it's great, again, as I said, that you went both ways. I did have a crush on Daniela Hantakova, and if anyone's on my Facebook page, you would have seen my status. My favorite tennis player of all time, Daniela Hantakova, retired today. So I was very upset about that earlier on today. But I, as much as I am a gay man, I'm a proud gay man, I did have a crush on Daniela for many years. Angel says, yes, I do not think religion is evil. There are plenty of people who are technically Catholic, Hindu, Muslim, etc., who are extremely supportive of gay and equal rights, which is really awesome. It's unfortunate that the stereotypical view of these people and the stereotypically these people are against it. But I'm sure that there are people who are that religion who are like that. Unfortunately, as they say, it takes, you know, a certain amount of people to ruin it for everyone else. But yeah, I mean, it's an interesting situation between religion and LGBTIQ. And just says, I go to Pride every year and there is a huge diverse mix of people who show up in support. That is really cool. And Angel says, hi, Annabelle. I want to go to Pride in, is it Brazil? I think it's Brazil that I always say I want to go to. I think so. Yeah, so I would really love to do that. No, yeah, Brazil, Rio, yeah. Because it's different here in Australia. Like, we have Pride, but it's very different to how it is around the world. MC says, Nigel is an openly gay Welsh rugby referee, and Nigel Owens, and he is one of the most respected referees in the sport, but he said he had to fight hard for that. I believe it, MC, I do. I think the opposite is true with women in sport, though. I think everyone assumes a woman playing football or rugby has to be gay. Oh, there you go. Yeah, I certainly don't think that, but I'm sure there are people who will stereotype and say that they are. There are female tennis players that have come out as gay, so I'm very, very happy for them. One of the most recent for me on the WTA Tour was recent retiree Emily Mauresmo. Certainly there are others as well, like Navratilova, but Mauresmo came out. And I thought that was great that she did. But still yet to see it on the men's side. But I think that's awesome, MC. Thank you. Annabelle says to Sarah, I'm bisexual and I definitely have felt pressured to pick a side. Others also push the but what one do you like more, and pull the I'd be jealous if I dated by 2 times the threat. Yeah, I think that's ridiculous, Annabelle, really. Like, as I said before, and if ever anyone says to me, do you have a problem with me being bi, I'll always say the same thing. No, I think go you, get twice as many options. That's great. Like, I would never force anyone to choose a side. I think that's ridiculous. You are what you are. There are some people who completely abstain from sex, and it may not even be for religious reasons. They may just not feel sick, like, you know, they may just not want to have sex or whatever. That's fine. Like, you know, everyone is what they are. Like, why do we need to force people to be something? Like, that's ridiculous. As far as their sexuality is concerned, that's ridiculous. I'm so sorry that people that are bi have experienced it. Ellen says, I was so scared to come out when I told my best friend. He just said, well, I already know. And I was like, how? I struggled and never told you anything. But that's why he is my best friend, I guess. Yes. One of my best friends that I've known since primary school, she kept telling me that I was gay before I came out. And then I came out and she goes, I know. I was always saying that you were. You just always kept denying it. But it wasn't a bad thing. Like, she was laughing with me, going, it's totally fine. I've always known. But yeah, like, that's when you know you've got a good friend. You know, you've got a bad friend when you tell someone that you're gay and then you don't see or hear from them again. I have experienced that before. Honey says, I'm late, but I'm here. No problems at all, Honey. Thank you so much for being here. I am really far behind, but I'm not going to skip over anyone. Angel says, hey, honey. Sarah says, just weighing in on the plebiscite again, I feel like a lot of young people within the queer community are vulnerable as it is so to have the whole country campaign one way or the other and vote could be damaging. Yes, completely agree. MC says, do people really say that, Annabelle? That is ridiculous. They do. And it is ridiculous. It's really bad. I obviously don't feel that way. And I just, yeah, I can't believe that others do too. Like, I mean, it doesn't concern your life, so why should you care? Yeah. Anyway. Sarah says, Annabelle, I felt the pressure to, or have people say, oh, you just haven't picked a side yet. Yeah, ridiculous. I mean, like, bi people get that, like, get the whole, you haven't picked a side, you need to choose. What gay people get is, it's just a phase, and I know you'll go back to the other side soon. So, like, gay guys will get the, oh, it's just a phase, I know you'll go back to women soon. It's like, seriously? No. Like, no. You are who you are, like, anyway. So like, that's why I would love to have kids myself, because I would be telling them from the youngest age all the way through raising them. I would say, you are who you are at the end of the day. Let no one change you. You know, because you are who you are, and that's just it. Like, from my kid or children are gay, straight, bi, completely abstain from sex. It is what it is. You are who you are. Like, you know, spread love, guys. Sarah says, all people assume if you're open to dating more than one sex, you are promiscuous or date more than one person at one time. Yeah, which is just a stupid accusation to make. So sorry you guys are going through all that. MC, Alias, and Sarah say, hey, honey. We're so happy you're here, honey. Thank you for coming. Annabelle says to MC, yes, I have heard it many times, which is very sad. Also, you are in a phase, haven't decided whether you're straight or gay. Yep. Some people can't seem to realize it's about the person at that point in time. Exactly right. Thank you, Annabelle. Sarah says, Francois, did you ever watch Big Brother? One of the winners, Ben, proposed to his boyfriend live on stage. I cried like a baby. Yes, I used to love Big Brother, and yes, I saw that moment. That was so awesome. So yes, absolutely, Sarah. Yeah, I did like that. And they've had gay contestants in the house, like obviously Ben. They've had others as well. Those of you in America, I watch Survivor, and almost every season there's a gay person on Survivor. Which is great to have that representation. I think it's wonderful that they expose that on shows like that. It's wonderful. Alofa says, I was suicidal. I thought I had it the worst. As a bisexual Samoan German, returned Mormon missionary, being LGBT in my culture and religion is considered taboo. It would be. It would be, Alofa. I'm so happy that you're still with us. Yeah, like that would be really hard. I can't imagine what you went through. Thank you so much for still being with us, and thank you for being a part of our family. God, that must have been really tough. I'm so sorry to hear that. MC says, hugs to you, Alofa. That's an awful situation for me. Yeah, it really is. It sounds absolutely terrible. Alofa says, I was molested by my older cousin. It was rough, but I learned to accept it and not let it overrule my life. Good on you for not letting it overrule your life. It is, like, it's tough enough to struggle with our cultural values and perceptions and to be different to what that is. To go through something like molestation is unbelievably tough. To not let it rule your life, that takes a lot of growth and courage, and that is amazing. Good on you, Alofa. Much love and much respect for you. Sarah says, I'm so sorry for your struggles, Alofa. And she says, I'm so glad you have come out of it all stronger. More power to you. Absolutely. Angel says to Alofa, I'm so sorry to hear that, and how brave of you to stick it out and come out strong on the other side. I couldn't agree more. Ellen says, Alofa, I'm sorry for you. All the love in the world to you. Annabelle says, Alofa, I'm glad you're still here. Keep thriving. I was born into LDS2. Spiritually, it's a beautiful thing. It's sad that religion has to play so much into other life choices. Yes, completely agree. And Annabelle said, love others and love who you want. Yes, absolutely. You love who you want. Don't let anyone stand in your way. But big hugs to Alofa. Absolutely. Thank you for being here. Angel says to MC, okay, we basically came out with that same stuff all the time, great minds and all that. Yes, very well done. MC says, lol, I was thinking the same thing, Angels. Annabelle says, Francois, by the way, loving your head accessory, love me a rainbow. Yeah, I'm so happy. I was looking around for something to wear for today's LGBTIQ chat, because if you came yesterday, I had a charm chat and I was wearing a witch's hat. And I couldn't find anything. And then while we were doing the chat, sitting in front of my PC was this rainbow bandana. I'm like, oh my God, this is perfect. And I found it during the chat. So thank you very much. I'm very happy to wear it. I'm wearing it with a lot of pride right now. Angels has a smiley face. Honey says, I don't think religion should have anything to do with that. I am the stepdaughter and granddaughter of preachers. Before my mum died last year, I came out to her and introduced her to my partner. That is awesome, honey. I love that. Alofa says, I hate religion but love Jesus. That's really good. I'm really happy for you guys. If you are religious or have your own spiritual thing that you have, I think that's wonderful. There is no judgment from me. The only thing that makes me sad is that there are people that are part of religions who don't accept people in the LGBTIQ community. But you will get no judgment from me if you are part of a religion or anything like that, because at the end of the day, as I've always said, do what you will, lest you harm none. So if you guys are religious, that's great. I'm really happy for you. Honey says, prior to that, I was married to a very abusive man and my daughter was not made out of love. Now he has nothing to do with her. My partner and I are raising my 2-year-old without fear. That's wonderful, honey. I'm so happy for you. I'm so sorry that you were married to an abusive man. The guy that I was engaged to was very abusive. So I know what it's like and it's not easy to deal with. So good on you. I'm so glad that you found love. I'm very happy for you. It's a bit tough going through abuse, but it's good. One of the best things about coming out of abusive relationships is that once you deal with it, and time makes it easier. You never get over it, but time does make it easier to deal with. You end up knowing what you want out of life and what you want out of a partner and things like that. And you know, things definitely changed for me after all that. So, but I'm very happy for you, honey, that you found someone that you love. So, big hugs and kisses to you. Thank you for being part of the family. Esther says, oh my God, you're a Wiccan. My love grew stronger for you in 2 seconds. Yes, if any religion I prescribe to Wicca. Yeah, for sure. Just because there is no bounds with Wicca. Like, you know, you can be gay, straight, bi, transgender, you can be Christian, you can be anything you want to be. Wicca still accepts you. But I also have had this thing about magic for as long as I can remember. So it all really, a lot of Wicca makes sense to me. MC says, lots of love to you, honey. I'm so glad you stress happy now. But I am sad to learn that you have to go through that to get here. Yeah, absolutely, me too. But she found a light at the end of the tunnel, which is really, really good. Alias says, I've never heard of Wicca. Lol. Yeah, so Wicca is a magic/nature religion. Feel free to look it up and do some research on it. Even just if you look at Wikipedia, you'll get a quick explanation on it. It's a very light, positive, very much so religion. Yeah, I won't preach about it here. MC says, you are happy, that should say. Yes, sorry, I knew what you meant, MC. Sarah says, haha, that's great. You are. Want to have some lunch? Totally. Absolutely. Kathleen, your message has been retracted and I don't know why. Whoa. You all just flew past there. Oh my word. Here we are. MC says, hydrate. I will, MC. Thank you. Alias says, screw Hitler. Esther says, already had to go, but since I was a little girl, this topic is so important to me. I'm so lucky that I really got accepted by so much people living in the city of Utrecht. I hope for all of you that someday soon you will get all the love that you deserve. Let love rule, not fear. Be that example and stand up for what you believe in, and step by step the world will be better. I completely agree with you, Esther. Thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate it. I appreciate everyone that's come to this chat. I mean, I appreciate everyone that comes to every chat. Don't get me wrong, I know I always say that, but in particular this one, because those people, those of you who come to the LGBTIQ chat, you either are part of the LGBTIQ family or you are supportive of the LGBTIQ community. And that just means the world to me, that so many of you have shown up, whether you've had 2 minutes or whether you've been here the whole time. The fact that you've come to this chat really has been so touching. So thank you very much. Sarah says, it's not naive, Francois. I have a dream that hopefully one day we can all love and respect one another and have a somewhat utopian society. Oh, I'm so glad it's not just me. Thank you, Sarah. Sarah says, either I agree we all need to set an example to be loving and kind, and hopefully, Esther, sorry, I agree that we need to set an example to be loving and kind, and hopefully that will help lead the way. Yes, agreed. Yay, sis Marissa's here. Hey, I'm so glad you made it. She says, morning, evening, family. So good you're here. Hello. MC says, lol, that's straight a great story, Francois. Which one? Oh, we're talking about me and my friend. Yes, me and my girlfriend. I'm so glad you liked it. MC says, afternoon, Maria. MC says, Marissa, that should say. Autocorrect Stein. Yep, afternoon, Marissa. Marissa says, not just frustrating, but sad. Yes, very sad. Thank you so much for being here, Marissa. I'm glad you made it to the chat. I really am. Honey says, I did feel pressured to pick a side, but I didn't and I won't. Good on you, honey. Preach, girl. Marissa says, I'm 32 and I have 2 teens and I have no clue at this point where I stand with my sexuality. And there's nothing wrong with that. And I think that's one of the great things about comment below and let me know. Like, good for you. No one should be judged for what they do or don't decide to do when it comes to their sexuality at all. MC says, you shouldn't have to, honey. It's no one else's business for a start. Exactly. And he said, it's okay to not know Marissa. Aww. Marissa says, I absolutely hate the word tolerance because you shouldn't be tolerated like a barking dog. Acceptance needs to be the word. I completely agree. Tolerance annoys me. Like, it's not, you're absolutely right. It's not about tolerance. It's about acceptance. Like, it's annoying that we are looked upon as second-class citizens who, you know, tolerate. It's like a fly. Oh, you tolerate that there are flies because it's summer. No, I'm more than a fly. Or, as Marissa's great example, is a barking dog. Exactly. Ridiculous. Marissa says, thanks, honey. And he says, my heart attracts who it attracts. Couldn't have put it better myself. Exactly right, honey. Remy says, I'm from the UK London area. That is awesome, Remy. I love that because I asked you about that to do with where you're from in relation to what you're saying about your church. That is really cool, Remy. Love that. MC says, just go with whatever feels right, Marissa. There's no cutoff point for you to know for sure. Just be yourself, whatever and whoever that may be, kisses. Yeah, absolutely, MC. Ellen says to Marissa, why having to know? Why do you have to know? Love is love. Exactly right. Sarah says, we all want to be invited to future Francois' wedding. Aww. I will absolutely invite all of you when I find the man of my dreams. Absolutely. I'll bring him onto the channel. I'll be like, guys, he proposed or whatever. We'll see. Ellen says to Sarah, oh, please. For what? For the wedding or for something else? Honey says, yes. MC says, absolutely, Sarah. Francois will have to have 200 bridesmaids and page boys. Exactly. You can all be bridesmaids and page boys and best-maids, and you can all be right up there on the altar with me. Oh, that would be so awesome. Sarah says, Hayley Williams from the band Paramore. She was one of my first celebrity female crushes. That is so cool. I'm so sorry that I don't know the band, but I'll have to check them out. Marissa says, thanks, MC. Ellen, I guess I feel like I cause relationships to fail because I wonder if it's right for me either way. Don't want to hurt anyone or have regrets. Yeah, it's tough. I mean, it's tough in relationships regardless. Whether you're with a man or a woman or whatever, it's tough. But yeah, don't have any regrets, Marissa. We love you, sis. We really do. So you be you. You just be you. Ellen says to Sarah, Fergie for me. Oh, there you go. Good old Fergie. Marissa says, our churches almost all have a pride flag right now, and so does our town hall. That is awesome, Marissa. I love that. Tori's here. Hey, Tori. Tori says, hey, everyone, just wanted to stop in and say hi. I'm getting my hair done. Can't stay. There's no problem at all. Thank you for coming, Tori. So many people are here supporting the LGBTIQ community. It's so amazing. Honey says, Clea Duvall. I'm sorry, I don't know who that is. But I'm a cheerleader, lol. That's awesome. Sarah says, hey, Tori. Ellen says to Marissa, I get that the situation is hard and I am just an 18-year-old trying to show support, lol, but maybe try wondering less and feeling more. Go. MC says, hi, Tori. Enjoy being pampered. Yes, absolutely, Tori. Get pampered for all of us. Marissa says, thanks, Ellen. Yeah, it's definitely my anxiety that cares, which has held me back. Yes, and anxiety is never good. I speak from personal experience, so I get that, Marissa. Ellen says, the mind is a crazy thing, just like the heart. It's always a struggle, but once you find love, it will be worth it. At least I hope for you, sending my love. Oh, see, you guys are so nice. Marissa says, I've offered my gay friend who just got married free eggs and a surrogate pregnancy. Really, Marissa? Oh my God. Oh my God. I don't want to cry. That is so sweet. Oh, Marissa, that is so lovely that you did that. Wow. Good on you, Marissa. Kathleen says, I agree, religion per se is not evil, but a lot of evil has been done in the name of religion. Soapbox, think, debate, learn. If someone says something that doesn't sound right to you, question it. Yes, absolutely. I echo what you're saying there, Mum, completely. Marissa says, I will be back. Got to drop off a kid at a friend's. No problems at all, Marissa. Take your time. MC says, well said, Kathleen. Sarah says, my ex-boyfriend is FTM, female to male trans, and he also has experienced really bad judgment from people for his choice to transition, and that's something I hope the world can become more open about too. I completely agree. That's something I know. I know that transgenders go through quite a lot, and it's totally ridiculous. At the end of the day, I mean, you need to be you, and if you feel like you were born in the wrong body, why is it so bad that you're changing? Like, I feel so bad for what transgenders go through. Little secret about me, but I considered when I was younger transitioning. I quite seriously considered transitioning, but decided to remain a man. Or, well, I was a boy at the time, so I decided to remain a boy. But I very seriously considered transitioning. So I think that's part of the reason why I feel for those who go through it. And I don't understand why people put transgenders down. It doesn't make sense. It's their body, you know, like, yeah. Okay. So I'm very sorry for your ex, Sarah. And I hope they can be more open too. I agree. Esther says, so sorry, Alofa. Just saw your message. I'm so sorry for you. Big hugs. And you are a beautiful person. Never forget that. Absolutely. I second that, Esther. We love you, Alofa. And we're happy that you're still around, but we're also happy that you're here with us. So comment below and let me know. Because that's what we are here for. You can lean on us, and we'll definitely provide support where it's needed. Angel says, damn, my neighbor's interrupted again. Oh, your neighbors, Angel, seriously? Angels, do I need to come there and have a word with your neighbors? They interrupt you at every chat, seriously. But on the bright side, they brought cake, and I have cider back to my boozing self. Cheers, folks. Hey, if they brought cake, I don't need to talk to them. That's nice of them. Kathleen says, cheers, Angel. I want cake. I want cake too, Kathleen. I haven't had cake in ages. And not for any specific reason, I just haven't had cake for ages. Angel says, cake for you, Kathleen Dawson, with love heart. Aww. MC says, I wouldn't be, if it wouldn't be you without a bowl of something in your hand. Go for it, Angels. And we all want some of that cake. I love it. Wendy says, hey, everyone, can't stay long. Thank you for being here, Wendy. But we'll watch later. I always think it's crazy this is even an issue. Orientation, gender, religion shouldn't matter, and I'm fairly conservative, which more felt the same. That's awesome, Wendy. Like, especially considering you are conservative and you feel that way. I mean, again, that pushes the boundaries to what people suspect from certain people. So I think that's wonderful. Thank you for that, Wendy, and thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate that. Annabelle says, you should be really proud of the beautiful community you have built, Francois, and everyone in the community should be proud of themselves. We're individuals, but through love we are one. Oh, Annabelle, that is so lovely. And yes, I am. Like, I'm really happy that that we're all here and that we're all part of this family. It is such a beautifully supportive family. With no judgment. Everyone's just so beautiful, and that's why we can do chats like this. And so I'm very grateful. There's not a day that goes by when I'm not grateful for my comment below and let me know family. I love you guys. So absolutely, through love we are one. Yes, completely agree. Thank you, Annabelle. It's very nice. MC says, hi, Wendy. Whoa, you're flying by once again. Very good, MC. I saw something coming up and I'm going to take your advice in a minute. Sarah says, yes, we are, Annabelle. Yay. MC says, I'm sorry you had to go through an abusive relationship, Francois. Nobody has the right to abuse another person, whether it's physical or mental. Yeah, so thank you. I appreciate it. It was tough at the time and it lasted 5 years. And the reason it lasted 5 years is because I didn't feel safe to leave. Which is extremely tough. But I will say that things changed for me the moment that I left. I would definitely say that. I just suddenly started turning things around. I felt free. I wasn't going to let anything stand in my way, and I was just going to be me. A couple of nights later, I went down to a straight karaoke bar, if you can believe it. And at the top of my lungs, I sung Don't Rain on My Parade by Barbara Streisand. And I don't think I've ever had a more liberating experience than being in a straight bar, singing Don't Rain on My Parade, and having people support me. Like, they didn't know the story. They didn't know what happened. I just sang the song. But they were so supportive and applauded at the end. And, you know, it was so wonderful. I felt very much embraced. But it was, yeah, about moving on with my life and living my life my way. And so it was, I'm grateful that I was able to get out of it and live this next part of my life. So thank you, I appreciate it. And MC saying hydrate, which I definitely need to do. Thanks, sis MC. I'm probably here for another half an hour, guys. But I'm not that far behind, which is good. Wendy says, my best friend in high school came out as bi. She found a girl she had feelings for. I was the last to know. She thought I wouldn't be okay with that. I was only upset she didn't tell me. There you go. I'm sorry that you were the last to find out. It's really tough, though, coming out to people because you just have no idea how they're going to react. And sometimes the perception that you have of the person can be completely wrong. There were people that I thought would at best no longer be hanging around me, whether it was friend, family, whatever. At worst, would physically lay into me. And I found out that they were the people that were probably the most okay with it. So, yeah, I mean, it's tough to know, but I'm glad that that you ended up finding out and that you accept her, Wendy. I think that's really good. But yeah, I'm sorry that you were the last to find out. MC says that's lovely, Annabelle. Wendy says our friendship was never the same after that, and it broke my heart. Wish you would have been more open. We talk from time to time now. Love all my LGBTIQ friends, have many. I'm so sorry that your friendship wasn't the same after that, but I'm glad you've got a lot of LGBTIQ friends. It's so amazing, and especially as you say, you're a self-confessed conservative, and the fact that you have a lot of LGBTIQ friends, I think is fantastic. I have no problems with conservatism, but I figured stereotypically that that conservatists were against it. So to hear that you're not, I really appreciate that. Alofa says, hey Alofa, thank you for coming back. Haven't seen you commenting for a while. The turnout tonight has been amazing. I'm glad you have done this chat. It's made me feel so much better. Oh, that's what it's about, Alofa. That right there. Thank you. Everyone, please add me to Instagram. IFJA22. Would love to chat to you all more. Hashtag Fran the man. Oh, thank you. That's so nice. I will add you. I don't know if I have you or not. But I will add you if I don't have you. Okay. MC says, that's sad to Wendy. Yeah, it is. Angel says, hey to Wendy. Ellen says to Alofa, just followed you. Yay. Sarah says, oh yes, people, feel free to add me on Instagram too. _ soul.solaris _ I think I've got you on Instagram, Sarah. I hope so. And I think I've got Ellen as well. Wendy says, it's not as sad as many of the stories I'm hearing, just what I've experienced related to the issue. I definitely understand the fear of coming out, just wish that it wasn't that way. Love everyone. Yeah, completely understand. And we love you too, Wendy. Thank you so much for being here at this chat. I do appreciate it. MC says, tolerating something / someone is not accepting them. Yes. Very true. Ellen says, done to Sarah. Yay! And Eleanor says, anyone wanting to follow me on IG? Ellen, PLUIJM, hashtag shameless self-promo. I love it. Ellen, is your surname pronounced Plium? I've been wondering if I've been saying it correctly, but I think it's Plium. Let me know if I'm saying it right. Annabelle says, even though it's a lovely gesture when someone finds out you're LGBTIQ and says, and that's okay, I can't help but feel the need to say, I know, just waiting on everyone else to realize it is true. Oh, I just want to hug you right now, Annabelle, because it's true. I mean, it's good to feel accepted, but yeah, you're absolutely right. I should say that next time too. It's like, oh, I know you're gay and that's okay. I should be like, yeah, I know. We're just waiting for everyone else to realize it is true. Like, that's so good. That's individuality right there. I love that. Love that so much. Sarah says, haha, if anyone adds me, I will re-add you back. Awesome, Ellen. Hey. Alofa says, coming out and it gets better videos on YouTube made me feel wanted and really helped me deal with my issues. That is so cool, Alofa. I love that. Do you do videos on YouTube, Alofa, or are you talking about in general videos on YouTube? Ellen says to Annabelle, yes, that always frustrates me. It's never, oh, you have a girlfriend, what are you having for dinner? They always have to add more, like, that's a nice or good for coming out. Yeah, I know, like, it's so stupid. Because, yeah, exactly. I mean, we get it. If we've gone through it, we totally get it. So, yeah. MC says, so true, Annabelle. Gay people shouldn't need someone else's acceptance. The only person who needs to accept you is you. You should check out the film, but I'm a cheerleader, Francois. It's fun, and RuPaul is in it. Oh, it's a film. There you go. I have to check out what that film is called that I watched, you guys. I certainly recommend that you all watch this film. I thought it was actually pretty well done. It is called Love Is All You Need. Love Is All You Need, ? Because they're questioning if love is all you need. It's got Tyler Blackburn in it. So let me know if you like it. Yes, but I should check that out too. I'm a cheerleader. I'm a cheerleader. Excellent, thank you. I will definitely check it out. Honey says, my Instagram is the Honey HEP. The Honey Hepburn pinup. There we go. I followed you guys. Awesome. I think I've got you, Honey, on Instagram. I don't know if I do, but I think I do. I know I've got some of you on Facebook, so feel free to add me to Facebook. I get on Instagram sparingly, but I'm on Facebook every day. And for some of you, you've added me on Facebook and then you'll message me when we're not chatting, and I'll always respond to you guys. So if you add me to Facebook and message me or whatever, you'll always get a response from me as soon as possible. Where Instagram seems to take a while because I don't really get notifications on my phone for Instagram, so I don't know why. Alofa says, thanks, Honey, Soul, and Ellen. Hey. Sarah says, I'm so something. I'm so happy you feel comfortable to share things here, Francois, like you considering transitioning when you were younger. Oh, thank you, Sarah. I really appreciate it. Yeah, so I definitely strongly considered it when I was much younger. I just, yeah, it was a lot to consider. But in the end, I decided to remain as a guy. But thank you. Look, it's because of this family. The comment below let me know family being completely non-judgmental. That's why I feel I can do that. If it was a different story, believe you me, I will be very closed up. But you guys have been forthcoming as well, and I very much appreciate that. And I want you to know that. I appreciate what everyone's telling me, all of your stories, and for you guys for being here and showing support for the LGBTIQ community around the world. So thank you very much. Sarah says, I added you just then, Honey. Yay. Annabelle says, though not sexuality based, I'm curious to see your opinions. Does anyone else ever wonder why a bride can't have a best man or groom, have a groomsmaid? Lots of people have a diverse friend group and family. That's actually a very good point, Annabelle. I like that. I should maybe arrange something like that for my wedding. You know, to have a groomsmaid or something. I don't know. But I like that. Yeah, I mean, it is, I guess, very much the tradition, and no one seems to really be breaking with it, do they? But yeah, it's a very good point. Certainly, for me, I think it will be tough to decide what I would do if I would want a bridesmaid or if I want a best man, and it's, yeah, it would be a very tough decision. But I see what you're saying. It's a very good point. Honey says, I love this family and that it's so safe. You are amazing. Thank you, Honey. So are you. And I agree. Like, it's just so great that we can just talk, you guys. I really do love that. I know that that's not the case everywhere on YouTube. I do realize how special it is. And that's why I keep telling you guys over and over again how much gratitude I am filled with by you guys being here and being the way that you are. Like, this comment below and let me know. It's a very special place. And yeah, I do. I love it so much. I love you guys for being so open with me, letting me be open with you, being supportive of each other and me, and it goes back and forth, and I love that. And that's why I do so much on YouTube. I mean, I'm sure there are people out there going, oh my God, why is Francois doing a video every day? Why is he doing a chat every day? Well, the reason is because I love my family so much that, you know, that's why I do it. I love you guys. You guys are incredible. And thank you so much for your support, but for also spreading the love with our family. It really does mean the world to me. Ellen says to Honey, is that your real name? Because I love it. Honey says, lol, no, it's Amber. Oh, no, that's totally fine. Amber's a beautiful name. But yes, but we call you Honey. Yeah, unless you want me to call you Amber. I can call you one or the other. I really don't mind. But I love your YouTube name. I love Honey Headphone. It's a very well done. Sarah says, Annabelle, I was thinking that I don't have a huge group of female friends. I don't have a whole lot of friends in general, haha, but I would certainly want both bridesmaids and groomsmen for my wedding. Oh, that is so lovely. Me too. Annabelle says to Ellen, I second that, and Honey, your name is amazing. Yay. Honey says, I'm in a pin-up group and Honey is my alter ego. That is so cool. Good on you. Ellen says, Honey, that is my dream. I love burlesque. Is that also what's in a pin-up? Is that also what's in a pin-up group? MC says, I think you have been so brave, Francois, and I'm so glad that you are you. Oh, thanks, sis, MC. Anyway, you're an amazing... amazing song to sing, so liberating. Well done, you. Thank you. What are you saying there? An amazing song to sing. Yes, thank you. I appreciate it. It is a big risk, obviously, coming on to something like this, like YouTube, and just spilling my guts and saying all these things. But it's only because I can trust you guys, and it feels very liberating. So thank you. I do appreciate it. Thank you for telling me and allowing me to read what you're writing and putting it out there as well. Like, it goes both ways. So thanks, Sis MC. I really appreciate it. And he says, we are sisters to the burlesque family. My group actually encouraged me to come out. Yay. Now that I've lost a bit of weight and still going, they want me on stage. That is awesome, honey. Congrats. MC says, I think it's an important thing to say as well, though, is only come out of it's safe for you if it's safe for you to do so, especially if you depend on someone else for your home, etc. Never put yourself in danger. Yes, I agree, because that is definitely, yeah, something that I went through when I was in that relationship. So yes, I definitely agree with you. I'm always telling people, whenever good friends of mine say to me, so-and-so said we should move in, it's a knee-jerk reaction that I have to try and stop myself every time, but my knee-jerk reaction is, are you sure? Are you sure you want to move in? You might still want to keep your place as well and just have both. Yeah, so it's a good point. Thank you, MC. Ellen says, honey, if you and your group ever come to the Netherlands, let me know and leave a spot for me. That is so awesome, yes. Annabelle says, you've become a better... you become a better person through your adversaries. Keeping strong and not shutting off has meant you've gained from it, and it's not for nothing, Francois. Good on you. Same goes to everyone else. Thank you so much, Annabelle. I really appreciate it, and I echo that. Yes, to everyone else as well. Absolutely. Ellen says, you are not saying my last name right, but it's okay. Oh, I've been trying, because Ellen, I mean, you're one of my OGs, and I've been trying so hard to work out how to pronounce it. I would love it one day if you could phonetically spell it out for me so I could try and get it right. MC says, are we going to have a moment of silence for all of our LGBTIQ family around the world who are not in a safe place? Yes, MC, we definitely are. Angel says, weirdly, Ava Allen Addison is also in the film with Tyler. Yes, Angels, you're right. And it pissed me off. and she's exactly like freaking Addison in the film. And seriously, all I could think is, I just want to kill this girl. Like, not in real life, obviously. The actress is obviously good at what she does, but like, I just wish that, I don't know. I would love to see, what's her name? Ava Ellen. I would love to see Ava Ellen play a nice girl, but I haven't seen her play a nice girl ever, and it just really annoyed me. But the film itself is really good, though. Sarah says, I am also on Facebook more often than Instagram, so add me on there if you'd like to. Yes, absolutely, add Sarah. Sarah, I have you, but yes, definitely add Sarah on Facebook, you guys. She is totally awesome. Remy says, shameless plug for my doll Instagram. Stay calm, be a doll. That is so cool. Yes, everyone add Remy as well. And Remy, definitely add me. And what is mine? I think I'm Fun Francie. You guys probably know. If you know my Instagram, can you write it so people can have me? I think it's Fun Francie. But yeah, I know a lot of you on here have mine. So if you guys want to add me, I'm sure someone's writing it right now. Esther says, I found a link with an LGBTIQ timeline before and after Christ for people who like it. Even in Jesus' time, same-sex couples were getting married. Yes, absolutely. I heard that. So that would be cool. Esther says, oops, we'll have to place after the chat. Yes, because you can't place links in a live chat, but it'd be great if you could once the video has been uploaded. Sarah says, we love you too, Francois. Even on Facebook, I've been sharing that I've been struggling with some things lately, and you commented and shared the love and support. Absolutely, Sarah. Like, I mean, you're part of my family. So, you know, of course I'm going to comment on Facebook if I see you guys. More than happy to. And I'm glad that we can talk on Facebook as well. So that's great. Absolutely. Yeah, so if you guys want to add me to Facebook, definitely do so. My Facebook is the same as my name on the YouTube channel, Francois Thurston, so definitely add me. Although I don't know why, but the last couple of requests I've had on Facebook have been like dodgy people, you know, the kind I'm talking about that have like one picture and it's not a real profile and all that. I'm like, oh, did I add the wrong person? I don't know. So if you add me, feel free to like send me a message or whatever and say I'm from comment below and let me know or something. But if I recognize your handle from here, then of course I know it's you as well. Anyway, you're welcome, Sarah. Absolutely. And same back to you. You give me a lot of support, so I appreciate it. Annabelle says, I'm on Instagram as O_I'm_Annie with an IE. I'm not that frequent, but I post covers sometimes. So if any of you have a request, comment down below and let me know on one of my posts. Haha, see what I did there? I so did, Annabelle, and I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Sarah says, added you, Annabelle. Yay. I'm like way behind. Okay. MC says, Don't Rain on My Parade was an amazing song to sing. Yes, I sing it quite a bit when I can. Yeah, I agree. I have a lot of songs I love to sing, but that was one of them. But that was my moment. So the night that I left this person, I sung Listen at a gay karaoke night. Listen, the song from Dreamgirls that Beyonce sings, and it was very appropriate. Believe me, I was so emotional. And what's that line? I followed the voice you think you gave to me, but now I'm going to find my own. Oh my God, it was so good. But yeah, absolutely loved Don't Rain on My Parade singing it. Alias has to go. Oh, no problems, Alias. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. We'll be going soon too, and we'll definitely do a moment of silence. Angel says bye to Alias. MC says bye, Alias. See you next time. Sarah says bye, Alias. Oh, bye, Alias. Yeah, I know that Alias will be back. I'm doing another chat on Sunday, and I'm sure that Alias will be back for that one. Remy says, oh, yeah, side note, I'm working on making PLL dolls. They will appear on my Instagram. Stay calm, be a doll over the summer. That is awesome, Remy. Can you please add me to Instagram? Has someone written my Instagram handle name down? I hope they have. Feel free to put my Instagram name up, guys. It'd be great if you can add me, Remy, and everyone else who hasn't. And also to Facebook as well. Alias says, love to you all. We love you, Alias. Thank you so much for being here. Esther says, MC, just have to say you are always so nice to everyone. You are a really good person with a beautiful heart. I have to second that, Esther. Yes, my beautiful MC sis has a lovely heart. I definitely agree with you. Yes. Angel says to Remy, that's awesome. I'd love a PLL doll. I know, right? Who wouldn't? And it says, oh, yes, remember the moment of silence for me. We definitely will, Alias, I promise. Esther says, damn, I already said 4 times I had to go, but still checking on you. That is so cool. Thank you, Esther. I love that. MC says, thank you so much for saying that, Esther. We are all family here. Yes, we are. But you do. It's true what she says, MC. You do. You have a very beautiful heart. I have a lot of love for you. You're always keeping me hydrated, looking out for me, and other things as well, MC. You're a beautiful person. Thank you. We are all family here. Yes, we are. MC says, lol, Esther, you can't stay away. Yeah, exactly. Says, I'm only on Facebook. Esther Maria Alade. Yes, Esther, please add me to Facebook. Francois Thurston, please add me. Remy says, thanks, angels. Ellen says, well, phonetically, yep, how do I spell that? Yeah, I know what you meant, just had to sound it out. My last name is Pluim, but it is a Dutch pronunciation. Pluim? One day I'm going to get this. Seriously, Ellen, I promise you. We're going to come onto a chat. I'm going to be like, your last name is this. I had a teacher, you guys, at school. And this is where my fascination with surnames began. And I was away the first day she came to our class. But the second day she was there, I was there because I was sick the first day. And so she said everyone to work, and then she came over to introduce herself to me. This was in year 7. And she said, hi, you must be Francois. My name is Miss T. I'm like, oh, hello, Miss T. Nice to meet you, blah, blah. She goes, yeah, look, I said, oh, is that your, is your name T or is it something else? Because I can say your full name if you'd like. She goes, oh, no, don't worry about it. No one can pronounce my surname. I'm like, look, you know, I understand that, but if you want to tell me, I'd love to give it a try. And she's like, okay, fine, I'll tell you, but it's really hard. I'm like, okay, fine. Just tell me. And she goes, oh, okay, my surname is Chachos. I'm like, are you serious? She goes, well, I'm like, that's so easy to pronounce. So I'm like, I'm not going to call you Mrs. T. Everyone else can call you Mrs. T. I'm going to call you Mrs. Chachos. And yeah, grew a great friendship with her. She was my English teacher and I loved English. But yeah, so I have a fascination with trying to get people's surnames pronounced as correctly as I possibly can since that day. Sarah says fun Francie. Ellie says fun Francie. Yep, that's my thing. Esther says no, indeed, it's addicting. Nice. MC said it's because it's such a safe space, Esther. It's a good place to be. Oh, that's so nice. Yay. Wade is here. Wade says, I made it. You did. We're going to be wrapping up in about 7 minutes, but thank you so much for being here and showing your support for the LGBTIQ community, Wade. I really appreciate it. Esther says, yes, that's true, MC. Love her. Sarah says, hi, Wade. Esther says, hi. MC says, hydrate, Francois, and then think about wrapping up. You must be shattered. See what I mean, MC? You're always looking out for me. See, that's why you're my beautiful sis. I love you. Remy says, I already added you. Sweet. Thank you, Remy. I appreciate it. MC says, hi, Wade. Glad you made it. MC says, Wade, sorry, autocorrect. Yep, absolutely fine. Sarah says his Insta name is Fun Francie. Yes, it is. Honey says, moment of silence, get some rest, Francois. Thank you for this. Yes, I'm nearly actually up to date with you guys, which is good. So we're going to have a moment of silence in just a moment. Ellen says, haha, ask your mum. She knows how to pronounce it. I did ask my mum. I said, Mum, she's Dutch. She's from the same area you're from. How do I pronounce this? And she said, oh, I don't know. It doesn't sound Dutch. So I don't know, Ellen, but I'm going to try. We're going to work it out, I promise. Sarah says, I had a teacher whose last name was Jakovlevich. Jakovlevich? Is that how you say it? She just went by Miss Jack. See? See, they don't just try to get people to pronounce it. I think I will pronounce that Jakovlevich, because I think the J will be a Y sound. Is she Serbian? Landon says, so late, going to rewatch the live stream later. Love how festive you always are. Great bandana. Thank you, Landon. We love you. Thank you so much. MC says, hi, Landon. Landon says, hi, MC. Kathleen says, I have to run. Thank you all for your camaraderie and love. My support and love to you all. Love my Francois family. We love you too, Mum. Big shout out to you. Sarah says, bye, Kathleen. Annabelle says, nothing else I'd rather be doing at 1 in the morning. Annabelle, are you from the Australian Eastern Time Zone? Because it's a 1 for me as well. So there you go. You must be Australian as well. That is so cool. MC says, bye, Kathleen. See you next time. MC says, lol, Annabelle. Esther says, thank you, Francois, and everyone found the chat very empowering. Loved it. Yay. Angel says, bye, Kathleen. Sarah says, she was Croatian, I think, and I'm pretty sure you said it right. Yay. Kathleen says, love hearts. Annabelle says, I'm from Adelaide. There you go. Oh, so I think you're half an hour behind us, if I'm right. So, yeah, so it's just about 1 for you now. Yeah. Cool, cool. Sarah says, glad you enjoyed it, Eslan. Yay, another Australian. Yeah, definitely. That's so awesome. All right, you guys. I just want to say, first of all, thank you so much to all of you for being here. My word, this does not look how I envisioned it to, but oh well, I tried, and you guys seem to like it, so that's good. Thank you to all of you for coming to my very first ever social issues chat. It definitely had to be LGBTIQ because this is way overdue. Like, I've wanted to have a public LGBTIQ chat live online for like yonks now, for a very long time. So the fact that I've managed to achieve that tonight, I can tick it off my bucket list, and I'm so happy that I can. Please feel free to add me on Instagram, but also on Facebook. If you guys ever want to talk to me about anything to do with LGBTIQ stuff, I'm more than happy to do so. We are a family that sticks together and supports each other. Comment below and let me know. So yes, definitely you can talk to me about it, and I'm sure there are other people that are more than happy to talk about it as well. For those of you that are new here, which I don't think anyone is, but I always explain this, we do something at our live chats here. Comment below and let me know, which is called a moment of silence. And our wonderful Alias, whose name back in the day was AD, came up with this, and I love that he did. Basically, we have a few moments of silence for particular reasons in every chat. And for this one, we're definitely going to be thinking about people who have suffered in the LGBTIQ community. So many people have, for so many different reasons. So I'm not going to say one reason because, as I say, there are so many different reasons for all different types and everyone together under the rainbow flag. So we're going to do that now. All around the world, we're going to have a moment of silence to think about the people in the LGBTI community and all the issues that they're faced. Moment of silence starts now. Thank you very, very much. All right, yeah, so I just want to announce what I'm doing tomorrow. Sorry, not, well, yes, tomorrow for the weekend. Tomorrow is Saturday. Tomorrow I'm doing my readings. So I'm going to be doing another chapter of, what's it called? Cold in the Rain. And I'm also going to do another chapter of The Darkened Soul. But I'm not doing a chat tomorrow night. So I'm going to have a night off. I'm going to completely recuperate and then come back fresh on Sunday. We are doing a chat on Sunday, and I'm so looking forward to this. 11 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time on Sunday. This has been requested of me by a couple of people now, and I'm so happy. We are going to do a general questions chat. So some of you have actually said to me, can we have a chat where we ask you questions? In other words, you guys ask me stuff. Yeah, totally fine. I mean, as you guys know, we're here at Comment Below and Let Me Know. I'm a total open book. So on Sunday, we are going to turn the tables for the first time in Comment Below, Let Me Know history, and you guys can ask me anything that you want to ask me. Now, obviously, if it gets to a point where I just say, look, I can't, then I'll tell you that. But I mean, I am very much an open book. You guys know that. I've said a lot of things tonight, so feel free to bring your questions, and I can't wait to see what questions you have. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So it'll be a general chat, but you can definitely ask me any question you want to ask me. Sunday night, 11 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. Let's go through the rest of the schedule quickly in case everyone forgot. But now that that show we don't mention is completely over with, here is how Comment Below and Let Me Know is going to look from now on. On Mondays, I'm going to be doing your opinion videos. I can't wait to do them. They are no more than 10 minutes, but they sometimes are certainly less, where I ask you guys a question in the name of social research so that I can get your answer. The point of those videos is I will say, comment below and let me know your opinion on this. And that's how I came up with the title Comment Below and Let Me Know, was thanks to my former Your Opinion videos. So there you go, a little bit of trivia there. On Tuesdays, I'm going to be doing my Shadowhunters reviews. I'm not doing a Shadowhunter review of the last episode, but I will as of the next one coming up. On Wednesdays, we're going to have a Shadowhunters chat, which is going to be awesome. And I will also be doing my first Foster's review. So yay, Foster's will be back for me next Wednesday, for you guys Tuesday. Then on Thursday, 11 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, we are going to do our first Foster's chat, which is going to be very good. I'm very excited about that. Friday, we will have another social issues chat. I don't know what social issue I'm going to do yet, but if you have an idea of what social issue you'd like to discuss next Friday, when this video uploads, please let me know in the comments below. And then on Saturday, again, I will do, next week Saturday, I will do another book reading. And then on Sunday, not this one coming, but the one after, we're going to be starting our very first show club. That is Comment Below and Let Me Know's version of a book club. We have a show club here at Comment Below Let Me Know called the Charmed Show Club. So next week, you guys, we are going to be covering Season 1, Episode 1 of Charmed. So you have just over a week, basically, to watch the first episode, the pilot episode of Charmed, and we'll discuss it not this Sunday, but next Sunday. So we've got quite a lot of things to look forward to, and there are other shows that are coming back and all that. So that's great. So we'll have other things we can cover as well, but that is the provisional schedule at this stage anyway. Once again, from the bottom of my heart, I want to thank everyone who has been here at the chat today. Whether you came for a few minutes at the start, whether you came halfway through, whether you came at the end, or whether you were here the whole time, the fact that you came to this LGBTIQ chat says a lot. You know, one small step for man, but one giant leap for LGBTIQ kind. The fact that we were all here supporting this great cause, that there's just no reason why we should be shoved aside. And not only were there people from the LGBTIQ community, but there were people, like there were straight people here that came along and supported us as well, and that completely blew me away. There were people who are attached to certain religions who still support the community. Again, they were here, that blew me away. So you guys, absolutely wonderful. I am so proud. I am a very proud gay man, but I'm so proud that I had the opportunity to experience talking about the LGBT community with people from all around the world. It's been such an honor and a blessing for me, and something that I can now tick off my bucket list. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you all. You know, Rainbow Flag Pride. Seriously, thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, guys, I'm going to go. Lots of love. Big hugs to all of you. Add me on Instagram. Add me on Facebook. If you guys want to keep talking, that's totally fine. Don't forget the reading comes out tomorrow. And otherwise, I will see you Sunday night, 11 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, for our general questions chat, where we flip the table and you can ask me questions. But until then, I am Francois T, and love is where you find it. Love is where your heart resides, and don't let anyone tell you differently. You are beautiful, you are warm, you are kind, you are loving. Don't let anyone tell you any differently. Don't let anyone make decisions for you, and don't ever let anyone stand in your way. Big hugs. Mwah, to all of you. I love you, I love you, I love you. Mwah. Bye, guys.